each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings. Special thing, gonna make you sing, gonna know when you know it's real. Makes you cry, what you can't deny is more than sex appeal. Take me earth with air that's higher, pick me up, water, fire. Boom, 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 there goes the beat of love. Goes the beat of love. You can feel it in your heart. It was there right from the start. Boom, boom, boom. There goes the beat of love. What a treasure, love. So much pleasure, love. Is I have, I need. Is an aura change. Has an infinite range. From above is guaranteed. So take me with air that's higher and pick me up, water, fire. Boom, boom, boom. There goes the beat of love. Boom, boom, boom. It goes the beat of love. You can feel it in your heart. It was there right from the start. Boom, boom, boom. There goes the beat of love.
Tap the screen if y'all just coming in on TikTok. Y'all know what y'all gotta tap the screen. You gotta share the live. You want the conversation, you gotta build the place for it, space for it. Grand Rising, Namaste, Ashe. Salutation, Shalom.
Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, then I'm letting you go. They started the trial, but baby, you in denial. What about your A-list family? Such a terrible sight for us to see. We followed your story. You're taken down from your glory. Well, I guess you're #1 fan. Never dreamed you'd end up in the can. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, they not letting you go. They've taken your crown. Yeah, they've taken you down. What you built has crumbled to the ground. All before the verdict is found. All of this ruin, was it all of you doing? So much drama to the case. Yeah, we're checking that look up on your face. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not?
Absolutely, the
Cause if you're
universe
guilty,
wants you
then I'm
here.
letting you go.
Grand
Yes,
rising,
you
grand
filthy.
rising.
Nigga, you filthy. Maybe the crimes that they saying ain't it. Glitz covered up some real life ish. So much scandal, $1 million vandal, nasty, freaky, dirty parties all oiled, leaving the hotel rooms all soiled. Everybody signing NDAs to the cover your tracks, but now the courtroom gonna uncover the facts.
Or not, is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'm giving anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, then I'm letting you go. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'm giving anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, they not letting you go.
How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody is feeling great, doing great. Now, in order for us to get out of these lower vibrational chakra systems during the time of ascension, one has to know what these lower vibrational chakra systems consist of. Okay? So, when you are in your root chakra, which is considered to be your first chakra, your root chakra, there is a 0-point chakra. Let's start this over. There's a 0-point chakra that is up under your feet. This 0-point chakra that is up under your feet is considered to be earth chakra. This is Gaia's chakra. So this is the earth's consciousness that is up under your feet, right? And then you have your first chakra, which is your root chakra, right? And this root chakra consists of fear. Fear blocks you in your root chakra. And a lot of people are stuck in their root chakra because of fear, right? And dealing with fear, you're going to deal with survival, right? And when you're dealing with survival, survival comes with choices that you would have to make to survive, right? A lot of people deal with their survival choices and they say, better them than me, I'm only worried about myself, and then these choices that you make when you're in fear and using survival tactics, you become guilty with these choices, right? Because some choices are not good for other people that you make when you're surviving, right? It's a kill or be killed type world, as they say, right? So a lot of people make choices when they're in their survival, when they're dealing with fear, that makes them feel guilty or shamed or so on and so forth, which keeps them in a low vibration. Aries is at the beginning. It's the first one. You can't see it. Aries and Pisces. Aries is at one side, Pisces is at the other side on the ends, because Aries is the beginning, which is the head, and Pisces is the end, which is the feet. That's why it's represented by a fish. So when you're looking at this, you're looking at the root chakra, keeping you in a lower vibration, right? A lot of people keep you in this survival mode, right? This is a tactic to keep you in the idea of survival. Manipulation of money, magic, and other things are ways that people keep you in this survival mode, right? You got to eat, right? So you keep on consuming food, lower vibrational things, because you think that you have to eat to live, right? So you say you got to make money, right? Oh man, you need money to live, right? So you got to go to work. These are all things dealing with survival, and it's usually wrapped around some type of fear of not paying bills, fear of losing this, fear of that, right? So it's usually contemplated or wrapped around fear. It's keeping you in your root chakra. There's a numerous other things that are wrapped around fear also that keeps you in your root chakra. Hence why they tell you that, if you don't abide by certain rules, you're going to hell. That's a fear tactic. It keeps you in the lower vibration, so on and so forth, right? Now, the next chakra will be your sacral chakra, right? Your sacral chakra is where all your guilty pleasures lies. Notice that it says guilty pleasures because these are all the things that you might find, pleasurable to the carnal flesh, to your own feelings and emotions. So a lot of things are wrapped around guilt that are in this chakra. When you do something, that you abide to, whatever the case may be, that you are, attracted to, whatever the case may be, this is your pleasures, but then you feel guilty about these pleasures, which drop you down into a lower vibration, right? If the guilt wasn't there for your pleasures, right, you wouldn't feel guilty for these things that you do. Therefore, you wouldn't have no blockage, right? Guilt blocks you when you're dealing with your pleasures, right? Think about it. If you, and we're all adults here, right? You know that feeling that you get after you like rub one out or whatever, right? That small feeling that you get afterwards, like, why did I do that? Like, why did I? That's the guilt that comes with the pleasures, right? So after you do something, you can make it as small as like indulging in a beverage, right? You can make it as small as choosing one of your habits, right? Once you choose that habit, you feel guilty afterwards. Once you do something that is pleasurable to you, there's a taint of guilt that comes with that, right? That's part of your sacral chakra. A lot of people are trapped under this sacral chakra. This is where those sayings come from. The diamond upside down is because this diamond that's upside down actually points to your root chakra. It points down to your root chakra. And this is where the trap is. This is where the trap lies, in your sacral chakra. If you look up the book of Revelations, it is considered to be the prostitute that sits by the waters that corrupted the other chakras, so on and so forth. If you look into this, into the depths of it, and there you have it right there on the picture. I'll show you guys a graph right now of what I'm talking about when I speak of these chakras. YouTube, you already got a decent description up on the screen. Speaking about the chakras for the people that's on YouTube and Twitch, you already have a decent diagram on the screen. And for the people who want to see the other diagrams that I have on the screen, feel free to go over to Ralph the Wise on YouTube or Energy of Atlas on YouTube. Energy of Atlas 111 or Ralph the Wise on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, you're probably on Energy of Atlas on Twitch. But let's not stop the conversation. I'm trying to find this document for you guys on the other page okay, here we go. All right, so right here, as you can see, the diamond upside down, right? The diamond upside down. This is your sacral chakra. But if you look at the blue line that's on the screen, the blue line is where your spirit lies. It's in the void, right? It's in the dark place, the sunken place, right? And a lot of people are building these dark places. They're not rising above all these things that are in these lower places. And here's a big blockage. When you get to your soul chakra, your solar plex chakra, this is where your will lies, right? This is why a lot of people are not willing to change. This is why a lot of people are not willing to do better. This is why a lot of people are, because we are willing to accept the structure of what is designed for our vessels. You are willing. You're not willing to overlook it. I mean, you're willing to overlook certain things, but you're willing to accept a false operation, right? So if there is a tree of life, if there is a flower to open, if there is, geometrics to your brain, you are denying, right, any type of quantum equation that will allow you to open multiple dimensions of your brain, right? Because you're blocking yourself off from taking in certain variations of knowledge that will allow certain things in your brain to, use certain chemicals, open up certain things inside the mind, right? That allows you to, tap into certain levels of spirituality, right? And this comes with knowledge, being able to understand the vessel, understand the body, so on and so forth, right? So this is your willpower, dealing with willpower. Now, A lot of people go through this. This is why the fear of failure is out there. Some people don't even try because they're scared to fail, right? So by not trying, you tell yourself that you didn't fail because you didn't take the test, right? So a lot of people use this method, right? As you get older, this becomes a plausible deniability clause. It's like saying, our kids do it when they're playing the game. What they'll do is, if they're about to lose the game, they'll reset it or start it over as to tell their mind that that loss didn't count or didn't happen, right? Hey, appreciate the follow. You watch your kids do it, right? Now, if our kids are doing it in video games, right, you have to add that to the equation of how they would approach something in life, right? Because if they are blocking out their losses, how are they gaining a lesson, right? Everybody take losses in life because you learn lessons from your losses, right? But if you are denying any losses, right, you are denying the lessons that come with them losses. There's no growth in that, right? So this is where that whole good sportsmanship come from, so on and so forth, because there's a lesson in everything, even a glass bottle, So you have to be able to find the message in that lesson, because there's a lesson in there. But if you deny the loss, you deny the lesson, which denies you of the blessing of the learning of it, right? You're supposed to learn from these things, right? This is why a lot of people deal with their love differently. A lot of people are blocked with grief in their love chakra. So a lot of people can't rise above that green chakra of the body, right? A lot of people can't rise above the green chakra of the body, which is your heart chakra, right? It's because of your grief, your regrets, your all of these things, right? And see, the problem is a lot of people don't like dealing with their self. So what they'll do is they'll create a frequency outside their self that is a image of what they want to deal with inside their self. For instance, if you ask the universe for patience inside yourself, outside yourself, you might find yourself in a long line, right? If you ask the universe, for courage inside yourself, outside yourself, you might find yourself in situations where you have to be brave, right? So all of these things have a connection to self. If you understand it, then you can understand or try to overstand exactly what trials and tribulations you are bringing yourself, right? Me, I have a notion to want to help people and try to get along with people, right? So the universe brings me people who are hard to get along with, right? The universe brings me the unsettled minds, right? Because I'm trying so hard within inside myself to be of a service to others, right? So when you're trying inside yourself to be of a service to others, it brings you people who might need help, right? But the problem is so many people are using this helping aid thing for their own survival that now you can't find the people that actually need the help, right? You're finding people that want help, but you're not finding the people that need the help. It's a difference between the people that want your help and the people that need your help. The people that want your help are going to manipulate you into wanting your help the way that they want your help, right? The people that need your help takes it however it's coming, right? It's a difference. It's like, somebody asking you for something, and the person who really need it, he's gonna say, just do what you can, right? The person that's manipulating you is gonna say, I need 25, right? Because they have a specific of what it is that they're going after. The person that need help, hey, listen, anything helps, everything helps, right? But when you're doing it on a greater scale, you're going to run across manipulatippers, such as Jaguar Wright, such as Legina Gold, such as Ali Carter, such as Misha Fuller, such as Chris Todd, such as Courtney Burgess, right? You're going to run into these people who are using your energy of wanting to help, and they're manipulating the people, so they go out there and they play victims, right? And to justify the playing of victims, they'll use a Jaguar phrase and say, I'm advocating for them, right? And as they advocate, they become more and more of that of which is that they're perpetrating, right? So they have to keep on playing these different victimizing scenarios out, right? So this is where the trauma bonding comes in, because they'll jump from one sad story to the next sad story to the next sad story. And you see this happening in a multitude of people, maybe in your physical life or maybe online, where everybody is just connecting all of these trauma bonding stories together, right? So they can get this the sympathy vote, right? And then that sympathy vote, guess what you do? You're like, oh, I hope things get better. Here you go. Oh, I hope things work out. Here you go, right? So a lot of people think money solves the problem. So you're throwing money at these people, but you're not realizing these people's habits. You're not realizing or paying attention to these people's addictions, their tails, right? So now we got a bunch of people online that's addicted in some form or fashion, and you're watching them tweak out for your entertainment purposes so they can keep on getting the money to support the habit that you keep on ignoring that they got. And now we got these grit babies out here that are dragging their kids around from state to state, hotel to hotel, grifting for money so they can support their habit and exploiting their children at the same time. So you can feel bad and sorry for them. They're gonna say stuff like, forget about me. Don't worry about what I'm doing. What about the kids? What about the babies? You just gonna leave my babies out here like this, right? So they're forcing you to feel bad because they decided to bring responsibilities in this world that they don't want to hold up or honor. Or think about that. So now everybody is using this system of grifting online so they can get whatever trinkets they can get to support habits, and the kids are still hungry. The kids are still going through it. And they playing in our face. This is manipulation at the highest level. But you guys don't want to change it, because here's why you don't want to change it. One, you know there's actual people out there that needs help. Two, you can't really say if you're helping somebody that needs it or helping somebody that's manipulating it. This is where discernment comes in. But after you help that person, right, and you see that everything that you're doing is not going to the proper thing, right, it's up to you to admit to yourself that you have been fooled and then get back on the right path, right? I've been fooled plenty of times online. I done travel out to places to try to help people who said they needed help, only to find out that they're trying to get some form of currency or labor, right? I done traveled to Florida. I done traveled to, I'm out here, literally in the physical world, trying to find the people that need help, trying to, really, help people out here. And I ain't got shit. I ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, right? And I'm still trying to do everything that I can to help people, right? And here you are watching people who actually have stuff, living in these big houses, going on vacation, all of this land, all of this stuff, and they don't care about people at all. They're not trying to help people at all. They see us drowning. They see us yearning for help, and they don't help at all. They're more so on some stay off my property type shit as opposed to helping people, right? And then the people with money, they're manipulating the money that they got in order to play with people's feelings and emotions, just to dangle it out there and say, nah, boo boo, I got it, you don't, on some real childish shit, right? Billionaires buying fucking 12 planes. You can't even fly 12 planes at the same time. What do you need 25 cars for? You can't drive them all at the same time, right? You got 15 houses, but you can only sleep in one bed, right? So when you're watching this, when you're watching people put materialistic things over people, right? And you're in a world where you're trying to be a service to the others, right? You can't even get the help that you want. Whenever they find out that you're actually trying to help people, they will not assist you. When they find out that you want to buy alcohol, oh, they'll throw you all the money. When they find out that you got evil intentions, oh, you get money. When they find out that you just want materialistic things, oh, all the opportunities seem to be coming to you. Yeah, doors seem to be opened up when you're about the carnal, right? When you just want to fornicate and party, oh, all types of things become available to you. Think about that. Think about that. That says that we're not in a righteous world. We're not even in the direction of trying to be righteous. Everyone has accepted sin and they're overindulging in it. And then for the people that actually want to change the world for the better, y'all tear us down. Y'all tear us down, tear us apart, make us feel like we ain't shit, make us feel like nobody else in the world exists like us, make us feel like nobody else want to help just so we can feel alone. Y'all tell us to go heal, and y'all the ones that hurting us. It make sense that you hurting people and then telling them to go heal. You learning about people traumas to put them back in it and then say you're not done healing yet. Well, of course I'm not done healing yet when you ripping the fucking bandage off the wounds, when you sitting there, you know what I'm saying, scratching, you know, the resurfacing. Oh, you know what I mean? Like people will learn you so they can burn you. That's why I say you got to have more discernment than anything in this world. If anything, you gotta have if you finding people who lying to you, their words are telling you that they on the same path you on, that they want to be a better person, but then their actions is showing you something completely different. You gotta find the strength. Ask the universe for the strength to step away. You gotta ask the universe for the strength to step away. If you know that you're on a specific journey and you know that you're doing everything in your power to make people around you better, to find the right people, right? When you run across the wrong people, you can't be captivated by, you know, wanting to help them, because you might have a yearning sensation to want to help them so bad that you start taking away from yourself, and they really never wanted help. That's the thing. That's the thing about this. You got to have a variation of discernment, because everybody don't want help in this world. Some people ain't in this world to help it. There's a lot of people that's in this world, and destruction is the state of mind that they're in. Division is the state of mind that they're in. This comes from this eons ago. This ain't something that's new. This is an energy that existed eons ago, right? And some people have that energy. This is why do you think their solution is always to eliminate? They never have a solution of evolution, adding to the equation to make it better. It's always taking something out of the equation. Well, I tell you what we got to do. We got to get rid of what? I tell you what we got to do. We got to get rid of what? Like these are the takeawayers. You know what I mean? The people who created the unaliving process, the people who decided that if they take certain things out of our chemical, you know, our DNA pool, the world's going to be better. Oh, let's eliminate this fruit because it's doing this to the DNA. Let's do this because it's doing that. So they started eliminating things, taking things away from our strands of DNA, right? It put us in a false operation of ourselves. So now you looking and you don't even recognize your own self. People around you are a part of you and you can't even see it, you know? And it's crazy because we don't even know that the universe is one big ocean. So we're all just fish in the sea, right? And here we are arguing amongst each other, and the universe has not even revealed anything to us yet. There's still 60 to 70%, of this reality that the universe has not revealed to us yet, because you can't see it with the carnal eye. In fact, when you think about it, your carnal eye is the 10% that is given to mankind. What you see on this carnal plane is only 10%. That's why they gave 10% to the sun, because the sun only reveals 10% of what is, always was, and always will be. So, however you're looking at this, you ain't nowhere near an understanding of what is, always was, and always will be, right? And that's why I say, study, do studies. Well, the moon is closer to feelings and emotions and the unseen. So if you take away the fact that the moon is not something that you can visually see, but you can feel, and so on and so forth, then the darkness reveals a lot more to you. The moon reveals a lot more to you. You just got to close your eyes and allow yourself to feel what is in the air. You can feel it. Like if you was to sit somewhere and close your eyes right now, you can feel the giants around you. You'll feel like the presence of big, heavy steps, and you'll open your eyes. You're like, what the hell? What the hell? You know what I mean? This is what scares you, to open your eyes all the time. When I go into meditation, I start drifting into places, and then like I can literally like feel them walking around us. Like I can, like it's almost like heavy steps. Like you can feel them getting close to you, all types of stuff. So, you got to do your due diligence. Raw life. If you want to come up and be heard, you have to go over to our other page, the Energy Atlas page. Just take out of it and put Energy Atlas. That way everybody can hear you on the other platforms and stuff, because my mic is messed up on this particular phone. So nobody's going to be able to hear you if I pull you up over here. But if you go to Energy Atlas, I'll pull you up over there, and everybody can hear you. Is it better to meditate under the moon or the sun? It depends, really, because both of them have energies. If you accept the energies that come from the sun and the energies that come from the moon, then you're doing a justice. You're what is it? Equally yoked, right? So you're pulling in these energies. A lot of people give in to the energies of the moon because it holds so much, feelings and emotions, all these guilty pleasures, so on and so forth. So it's easy to give in to the energy of the moon than it is of the sun. The sun comes with logic, willpower, doing what is right. Think about it. In the time of, medieval days, they literally had kids, and they would trade off their kids for the peace of the kingdom, right? So a king will tell another king, like, all right, you take on my children, we're going to leave them here, and this will be the notion of peace. How you treat my child is a representation of how you treat in our kingdom, right? So they used to have these different notions of trade-off. Logically, when you look at it now, it probably don't make sense, but back then, in that time, it made sense. You know what I mean? It made sense. It was medieval times. You know what I mean? It was different. Different things were sacred. Where do you think a chastity belt came in? Because people knew the sacred arts of fornication, right? It wasn't just so overindulged in like it is now. People actually practice, building up the essence or the seed within inside of them. When you're grounding, letting your feet touch the ground, so on and so forth. So there's different variations of this that we're leaving out of the equation that made them do the things or kept them in the idea that they were in, why they did certain things, certain variations of visions was coming in through wisdom, through women, right? This is why in every story you've seen the importance of the virgin, or whoever they give their virginity to. These are righteous points, right? And reason why I say righteous points is because your genitals is your is one of the parts of the body that allows an opening to different dimensions within inside the body, right? This is why, this is why the dark arts are performed. This is why in Hollywood they put secretion or other people's semen in the anal cavity, because that is an entrance to a portal to the root chakra. And they're putting their seeds inside of you. This goes all the way back to Sumerian tablets. This goes all the way back to the Enki and Enlil, seeding, right? So they corrupt your vessel, right? The Bible says no man should enter the kingdom of God but the Son, right? But if somebody else is putting their seed inside of you, that's not you and your kundalini rising to your brain. That's someone else's secretion rising to your kingdom of heaven, right? That's why you're supposed to have this knowledge of the fluid exchange. You ain't supposed to be letting everybody, a woman goes to the gynecologist, and the gynecologist will tell you that a man's semen stays within inside a woman for up to 3 days. Ironically, isn't that the same time of Christ, that he unalived for 3 days and then he rose on the third day, right? That's the same story. When you leave your father and enter your mother, it is considered the first unaliving, right? A lot of people can tell you, look at Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard can tell you the time that he spent in his mother's womb, but I bet you he can't tell you about the time that he spent in his father's sack. I bet you he can't tell you about that, because that's the first unaliving process. When you leave your father and enter into your mother, it's considered the first unaliving. They wrote about it in the book of Christ. That's why the two Marys was the only ones that seen him or was waiting for him at the cave, because this was the womb that was inside of woman, right? So in the womb, this is where he was created, the breadbasket. So therefore, once he became whatever it is, the essence of, right? This is the higher planes, right? Women operate on the 7th dimension, men operate on the 3rd dimension. But Lilith, or whatever story you want to, read it from, the Lilith, she thought that the things that was on the 3rd dimension was so pleasurable that she wanted to rule the 3rd dimension, right? Now the spirit plane is a mystery to us. The astral plane is a mystery to us, but all these wonders in the carnal, the 3D plane, is all that we seem to want to know about, Why do y'all go push fear, but then say turn to Jesus? I thought Christ said, fear not, for I am with you. He who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I should fear no evil, for thy is with me. So why do y'all Christians go around pushing fear? It doesn't make sense. Let me mute you for a little bit. That doesn't make sense. Your book tells us not to fear. So why are y'all so fearful? Huh? Is he not with you? I don't see how he can be with me and straying me from fear, but you a Christian and you still operating in fear. Make that make sense. Y'all can't go around and push fear and say y'all Christians no more. How about that? How about that? How about y'all can't say y'all Christians and push fear? How about that? Any Christian that's pushing fear, they not Christian. I'm telling you to your face. Soon as I see you operating in fear, I'm telling you, you're not Christian. I don't care how you feel about it. I'm telling you, you're not Christian. Soon as I see you pushing fear on somebody else, I'm telling you, you're not Christian. I'm telling you to your face. I'm telling you to their face. Whoever you telling it to, I'm telling all of y'all in a circle, that's not a Christian. Christians don't go around and push fear. Christians don't go around and keep on telling people to fear, fear, fear. That's not Christian. In the Bible, it says, fear not. Fear, it says, he who is in the world has nothing with he who is inside of you. It tells you you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death, but have no fear. So how the freak are y'all running around telling people to fear, 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 fear? We're in the end times, fear. Get right with God, fear. You ain't no Christian. You is not no Christian. I'm telling y'all to y'all face. Every time I see y'all pushing fear on somebody, I'm telling y'all to y'all face, you're not Christian. I know that's not the way of a Christian. That is not what Christ walked around and did. Because if that was the case, when they cut that man's ear off, Christ wouldn't have said, don't do nothing. He wouldn't have put that man's ear back on. I know that we not supposed to fear. I know we not. So I don't care how many of y'all fake Muslims, fake Christians, fake Jewish, fake Catholic. I don't give a damn what you faking to be. Ain't none of them religions tell you to practice fear, operate in fear, or go push fear. None of them. Not a Shiite, not a Sunni, not a Torah, to Quran. None of them told you to go out and push fear. None of them. It said, those who don't take heed to the signs of Sodom and Gomorrah, their punishment will be worse. Well, I take heed to the signs of Sodom and Gomorrah, and I realize that pushing fear, fornication, and all of this other stuff is not what we're supposed to be pushing on each other, and I aim to do better. And the realization of it is, I don't care how many other people don't want to do better. I don't care how many other people that don't want to do right. I don't care how many other people that, if I got to stand alone, I'm going to stand alone, because the universe is telling us to do better. The universe is giving us the tools, the tasks, the ability to work better with each other, right? They're giving you language translators, and you're still using language as a way to say that you can't understand somebody. You can go out and buy a damn earpiece that'll break down 38 different languages for you, yet you still making it seem like it's a language barrier. That's your fault. That's your fault. You're looking for ways to stay distant from other people. You're looking for ways to not, mend that gap, to find that common ground. The Bible says that we're supposed to do everything in our power to be at peace with one another. I don't know what Bible y'all reading, but y'all ain't reading the right book, or you letting somebody else manipulate you on what is in that book. I read that book 3 times, front to back. Literally went out and got the books of the Apocryphy. Literally went out and got Dead Sea Scrolls. Went out and read Zechariah Stitchen's Earth Chronicles. Went and studied the Emerald Tablets of Thought. All of that shit, just to have a grander understanding of this world. And here y'all are trying to shun books and tell people not to read a book. Like, literally, you not learning anything. You know how much study you got to do? The Bible tells you that, studying worries the body, but you guys are not studying at all. You're not trying to learn nothing. You're not trying to advance. You're not trying to do better. You're stuck. You're stuck. You're the zombies of this world. You're the zombies of this world. You're stuck, and you're trying to keep other people zombified. What is understanding? Understanding is to learn the connection between as above, so below, as without, so within. So you can understand how the universe is connected to you. Everything in the universe is connected to your mind, and everything of this earth is connected to your body. If you don't understand the Yahweh of this world, there's no way you're going to understand God. If you can't find your connection with the other elements, then you are lost within the place of creation. That's why you have to understand this verse, so you can find your place in creation and realize that you are the fifth element. Your thinking process, gaining knowledge, going through trials and tribulations, that is the fifth element. It is the key to the universe. It is your connection back to ether. Ether is considered fire water. Fire water is known as Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is an energy in this world that sits on the right hand of creation. And whenever you are in the mind of creation, you are next to the creator. but we are in the minds of destruction, therefore separating ourselves from the creator. We stepped outside of creation by denying that we had a consciousness. We stepped outside of creation by denying that he was inside of us. We stepped outside of creation by denying that we was he and he was we, and all things begin inside of thee. Ain't no journey in this world begin outside of you. Here's why I tell you they don't exist. Because if you read back into the time of things, life existed before the biblical text was written. So therefore, the biblical text had to be written at a particular point in time where someone was trying to give us a moral sense of compass. And they depicted this story as a way to give us that moral sense of compass. Because maybe at that time, people was acting like Neanderthals. Maybe at that time, people were dragging people into caves and doing all types of abominable things. I don't know. I wasn't there during the time of dirt and dung, right? But the timelines don't add up of when the biblical text was written versus when life existed. If the Council of Nicaea put together the biblical text in 325 AD, then that tells you that life existed before that. And what were they doing before that? What was the rules before that, right? So obviously, this story was written about a different story that took place in a different particular time. Maybe in the time of Hercules, maybe in the time of Zeus. I'm not sure what they rewrote the story from, but I know that every story is a rewrite or a rewritten story of something else, because it shows you that it is. It tells you that it is, right? We are just too ignorant to dig into the knowledge of it to find out the source of it, the originator, the origin. A lot of y'all don't know the origin of words. When you read the Bible, it say Aramaic was one of the first languages. One of the first languages. One of the first languages. That means there was others, right? When you look back into the Bible, it takes you back into Sumerian gods. Nephilim. The Old Testament tell you it was a time Nephilim ruled the earth, so on and so forth. So you got to go back and study that stuff. 2251 King. I'm not leading people into nothing if I'm just trying to get people to think. No, I'm not out here picketing or saying march with me. Your mind is messed up if you think a conversation is leading people in the wrong direction. It's a conversation. You're meant to have, these levels of conversation to spark different variations of things in your brain to get the juices going, as they say, right? So whenever you come into a collective of knowledge and y'all are sharing knowledge with each other, surely the universe is here, right? Because we're not in here talking about the carnal things. We're not in here talking about lust, greed, gluttony, all these other things. This ain't a world star moment, right? This is a sit down and reflect of the history of this world. Therefore, no matter how the variation of conversation goes, it's going to make you think. And I like thinking. So if you ain't a thinker and if you don't like thinking, then you might want to use those opposable thumbs that the universe gave you and scroll past this page. But if you do like thinking, then tap the screen and share it live, and don't forget to hit the follow button. All right? You can keep your opinion to yourself. I read the book of Enoch. Did you read the book of Enoch? Obviously, you didn't read the book of Enoch. Now, let me put this backdrop up for you. I read the book of Enoch. You didn't read the book of Enoch. And that's why you're speaking the way that you're speaking. Okay? See? Look at how you're in your personal mind. You making it seem like you're superior and you can go around and disrespect people but I got to respect you because I don't know who I'm talking to, right? Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you don't know who you're talking to, huh? Because you're operating in pride and ego, where I'm just trying to spread knowledge and wisdom, huh? So yeah, y'all see this? I told you every time I go live on TikTok, this is what happens. These fake personas of Christ pop up on my page. They act like they are the Messiah. They are the one. They never want to have conversation. They never want to talk about what is the Messiah? What did the Messiah teach? Right? Because he said, many will come in my name, but you will know me by my works. So them going around creating controversy is their works, because they're not sitting there teaching you the things that the Messiah would teach you. They're not teaching you about the as above, so below, as without, so within. They're coming to my page to disrupt my teachings. I don't think that's Messiah-like. I don't think that is the image of the Messiah. So when you're watching these fraudulent people go around and create controversy, that is their ways. So when Christ said, "You will know me by my actions, by my deeds," right? If you see someone portraying Christ, but you see that their deeds are not a reflection of it, then they're false, right? If they're coming with their words, right? Because he literally said, many will come in my name, right? So all of them are coming in the name, but their actions are not reflecting of it, right? So they're going around creating separation, division, so on and so forth. That's not what Christ did. And let's be honest, Christ didn't even say he was going to come back in the name of Christ. He never even said he was going to come back in that name. He just said, you will know me by my deeds, my merits, my actions, right? So watch their actions. You know what I mean? Watch their actions. If they're not putting knowledge back into this world, then Christ-like consciousness is not a part of them. Okay? If they're not telling you that you are the Christ also, then Christ-like consciousness is not a part of them. Because Christ said, all things I can do, you can do, and more. So if they're not telling you that you are just as great as them, they're not Christ. If they're not teaching you how to become greater within inside yourself, they're not Christ. If they're not teaching you anything, they're not Christ. A lot of these people are running around saying that they are Christ, and they're teaching no lessons. They're teaching no classes. They're not even trying to teach unity, practice unity, or nothing. They're manipulating the idea of Christ in order to put you in conflict. That's what they're doing. Okay? And enough is enough. Okay? This is why the universe decided to birth a new nation. Right? This is why the universe decided to birth a new nation. This is why the universe sent a whole different energy down here. And that was a jet that just flew by. That shit was wild. Was that a jet? How low was it?
It was really low, like right above the house.
Oh, okay.
It sounded like it was this tiny.
Nah, it wasn't. You would have heard the pop at the end.
Would have heard a boom. No, it was like probably 100 and 200 feet up above the house.
I heard it when it zoomed by.
It's so cool. I've seen it pass by a couple times.
So is that your job? Are you a recruiter for the university? Because if you should be doing a lecture right now on that page. You shouldn't be on somebody else's page trying to siphon the people that are coming over there for knowledge. You should be somewhere doing your university stuff. The fact that you're over here just tells me that you must not have the numbers that you need. You know, you must not be pulling in the numbers that you need or something, because you're over here trying to siphon my collective. The people don't come to certain pages for no reason. People are not on the internet, drifting to these pages for no reason. People are coming to these pages because they're seeking something. They're seeking confirmation. And the universe is using my vibrational frequency to confirm some things to them. That's why they're in here. They're not in here because I'm entertaining. Hell, you don't even see nothing on the screen. You only hear my voice. But obviously, the universe inside of them is pushing them towards certain variations of gravitation. And I can't help it that my gravitational pull is greater than your gravitational pull, and people are drawn to me. Maybe because it's the sound of truth. Maybe because their ears are actually listening. Now, they might be taking different variations of it, but something that I'm saying is resonating to something inside of them, because I don't talk to the carnal. I talk to the spirit. I don't talk to the flesh. I talk to the mind. So it's their minds and their spirit that is drawn to my page. It ain't their carnal. Their carnal is looking for something to lust. Their carnal is looking for something to laugh about. Their carnal is looking for things that is satisfying to those emotions that are entertaining and so on. But the spirit and the mind is searching for something else. And it just so happened that my page or pages happen to be of one of those places that people are drawn to get the confirmation that they are so much asking for with inside their self, the source. People want to know the source. People feel that consciousness inside of them waking up. They feel it stirring, right? Now, one's in the chat if you're getting those goosebumps, those chills at this particular moment. Go ahead, drop the one in the chat. I know it just went around. I know it just went around. I know you just felt that shit shiver through your body, because that's what I'm talking to. Your spirit. Huh? You got them cold bumps yet? Did you feel it yet? Yeah, that's what I'm talking to. That person. Fuck your carnal. I don't want to talk to your carnal. I want to talk to that person that just let you know it was there. The chills that just went through your body lets you know that something else is there. I want to talk to that. Right? That's why you're drawn to this page or whatever page you're on. All right. Okay. So hit the follow button, share the live. Y'all know what it is, man. The universe is changing this verse. That's why the revolution will not be televised, because the revolution didn't take place during the time of television. The revolution took place during the time of streaming. That's why we are talking about the Ethernet over the internet, because it's duality, right? So as above, we have the Ethernet. So below, we have the internet. As above, we have a 5D mentality that we're moving to. So below, they created a 5G network on the internet. Do you get what's happening? Inside your mind, multitudes of the dimensions of your mind is awakening. So they created a multiverse duality down here. Do you see what's happening? Huh? Understand the duality that is practiced down here, and then you'll understand the trials and tribulations that come with this first in order to overcome them. But as long as you got that third eye shut, you ain't never gonna let nothing rotate around your mind to allow you to open up that mind to the multiple dimensions of the mind in order to see the duality that is practiced down here. I don't know what's going on. We just in conversation. If you want to conversate, jump in the box. You want to add to the conversation, jump in the box. I want to show y'all some things. I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all what entities exist. A lot of them can't come against the truth. They know they can't speak against the truth. Why you think so many people come with anger? Why you think so many people keep telling y'all, oh, he's over there teaching the stuff that the devil was teaching? Who gave you that study? Who told you the shit that the devil was teaching? Nobody else got a book that tells you what the devil was teaching, but every time they come across my page, they tell you that the devil was teaching this stuff. How? Who told you that? That's because they're lying to you. They know that their whole operation is to go against Christ-like teaching. Anybody who is teaching about a collective, anybody that is teaching about the consciousness of Christ that is inside of all of us, that's what they know to go against. That's what they know to go against. Anyone that's trying to teach about the ascension process, anyone that's actually teaching you about frequencies and how it affects your life water, that's what they're trained to go against. And they put all their little minions on high alert. It's just like Cat Williams said. The devil, Cat Williams said, you might not know what you're looking for, but the enemy knows, right? The enemy is looking for this person more than you looking for this person. The enemy is looking for the interpreter of the book, of the text, the one who's getting universal knowledge, right? The enemy is out there looking, but you don't know what to look for. You don't even know, about this stuff, but they do. Man, make it make sense. Make it make sense. How do they know about it, but told you not to study it? How do they know how to recognize it? If it was blasphemous to you, it should have been blasphemous to them. So they shouldn't even know about this teachings. So how do they know what to look for if they didn't study it already? That means they studied it, deemed that it was too much for everybody to know, and stopped you from knowing it. That's how they know how to recognize it. They recognize it because they already studied it. Huh? Think about it. If somebody told you a book was blasphemous, that means they got to know what's in that book to know that it's blasphemous. Otherwise, all they're looking at is a book, just like you, right? You have to know what teachings to look for in order to stop those teachings. That means you had to study it yourself. So they're showing their self. This is why I put this knowledge out there, so they can show their self. And they think they're slick, because the more I put this knowledge out there, the more they mention my name to try to put me into some type of fight with them, put me into some type of, talking shit battle with them. So they can say, look, where's all that holy stuff now? Look, you're talking about me. I thought you were on a greater path. Look. Listen, just because I'm a spiritual being don't mean I don't operate in the carnal. I'm a multidimensional being, So if you want to operate in the carnal, I can show you carnal operation. And that's what they don't like. They don't like the fact that you can go into the carnal and then still rise back into your spirit. They don't like the fact that you can curse their ass out and then still get right with yourself. They don't like that. They don't like the fact that you okay. They want you to feel guilty. They want you to feel shame. Nah, I don't have listen, if you force me to tell you off, that's what you did. You should feel guilty for that. If I'm sitting there doing everything in my power to be at peace with you, and then you sitting there trying to find some way to piss me off or trying to make me do this, that's your fault. That's your fault. That means you was forcing that energy into my vessel. And I'm not talking about physical. I'm just talking about words, right? If I tell somebody like, yo, listen, I don't operate like that. I don't operate in negativity. Please stop bringing me negativity. Please stop bringing me low vibrational conversation. Please stop bringing me, this carnal mindset, right? And they still keep doing it, right? Now, even after you explain to them, like, this is what you're doing, blah, 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 and they still keep doing it, that means they're doing it intentionally, right? If you tell somebody how you want to be loved and they still decide to love you a different way, then they are overlooking the fact of how you want to be loved. And everybody don't want to be loved the same. Grand Rising, namaste, I say salutations. Appreciate the follow. Let me give you a follow back. Because we follow back over here. Your request. Okay, you got a private account there. You got to hit the request. I also see 911 on digital clocks all the time. Yes, 911 is probably a reference to you. They put 9/11 as September the 11th as a way to put fear, but actually 9/11 is actually 111, because according to the calendar in Africa, the September is the first of their year. So it's actually 111, which is a reminder to stay positive, because the things that you are thinking are coming true to reality. So September the 11th is not actually that. In another country, it's actually the beginning because it's their first month. And then also, if you really look at September, it's actually 7, or yeah, 7. But it's okay. Yeah, September, October, November. September is 7, October is 9, Nov is 10. Okay. No, D is 10. No. Yeah, you gotta go way back before they put the Gregorian calendar into place. It's very complicated. Um, Dr. Truth, what's up with you?
Hey, what's going on, G?
What's up?
I just was scrolling on the chat. I was like, shit, let me stop in and see what y'all talking about.
We talking about all things, anything, because ain't nothing new under the sun. So we are trying to bring a full understanding of the connection to all things, right? We are no longer looking for differences or separations. We are now journeying for the connection of all things. So,
Yeah, no, yeah. It seemed like the kind of chat I'm interested in.
absolutely. A lot of people are drawn to certain variations of knowledge at this particular time because there's something inside of you and something inside of all of us that's really awakening, and we have to have the willpower to feed that, you know what I mean, that yearning for knowledge, understanding of this universe, of everything, right? We can keep arguing about why God let this happen, why God let that happen. I mean, we can keep arguing about who is God and whose God is the right God, right? But I want you to think about that. If everybody can agree that the devil exists, but nobody can agree that God exists, then the greatest thing that the devil ever did was make you think who didn't exist. Because we all agree that the devil exists. So it couldn't be to make you think he didn't exist, because we all agree that the devil exists. So it had to be
I don't necessarily see that as true, but I hear you.
okay. It's not whether you necessarily see it as true as a individual. I'm talking about collectively.
Yeah, no,
Collectively,
that's what
it is individually undeniably true that everyone accepts the devil existence, but denies the existence of God. Now, me or you individually practicing duality, understanding this world, you might be in the notion of, um, nothing is good and nothing is bad. Everything is what it is. I'm not sure.
Right, no, that's true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So like that's a personal persona, but when you take that personal persona and you raise it up into a collective, you will find a select few collectives that has this same mindset of notion of, bygones be bygones, the world is what it is, you're allowed to operate your vessel how you're allowed to operate your vessel, peace be with you type thing, right? As a verse to the big collectives of fear groups that's out there, because that's what they all are. They're groups of fear.
Right. I completely understand where you're coming from. What really got me interested was this your headline on the screen that says that none of these people ever existed, and I've been seeing that more and more.
Well, here's why I say none of these people ever existed, because as these stories was passed on to person or country to country, or synagogue to synagogue, however you want to look at it, all of these stories came from an original story that came from somewhere, right? And when you go back into the different resets, the 12 lunar cycles that we just went through, because we're in our 13th lunar cycle now, if you go back to the Mayans calendar, the Mayan calendar prepared you for this 13th lunar cycle. It literally counts back 13 going counterclockwise, right? And if you look in our zodiac circle of 12, starting with Aries, if you count backwards, Pisces is defeat. And in the time of reset, Pisces will circle back into Aries, right? This is where the tail becomes the head or the head becomes the tail, however they wrote about it, right? So the text was already giving you a story of what took place in our sky that put the 12 zodiacs together.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like they playing with the 12 anyway.
I mean, how far back are you going with the playing of time? Because Constantine manipulated the text and changed up the time. This is why you see an I next to some letters. I mean, next to some numbers, but they changed that I into a 1. So it used to be like it used to be a J and then numbers, and then it, because it was letting you know the time that we were in. Like right now, because we're in the Aquarius sky, you will see a A and then numbers to let you know that this is the age of Aquarius, and then this is the date, right? But somewhere along the line they changed that I to a 1, and then we ended up in 192 instead of it saying I-92.
But see, the time cycle from what I recently read, the time cycle that we originally was using was based on the era of that time. Like you
It
just
was
said,
based
the
on
age
the
of
Dewey
Aquarius.
Decimal System. It was based on the Dewey Decimal System, and then they changed it to the Gregorian calendar. But we had moments within our time that actually jumped out. Like this was considered to be the 13th month, which was
I
sold
seen something out there.
about the beginning of the 12th century. The plan was to reverse the B. Moses, whatever, eliminating super fill-outs, names, whatever it's saying, right? And then in order to prepare for the taking out of the 13th month, they had to add the days to the other months. So instead of 28 days cycling for 13 months, you have 12 months cycling for 31 to 30 days, because they hid the days in the other 12.
And on top of that, you know they with it, 'cause they talking about getting rid of daylight savings, like.
But before that, it was a 10-month calendar because they were keeping up with lunar cycle. So each time we went through a lunar cycle, they added another month to the calendar. So at the time when there was a 10-month cycle, Julius Caesar came in and he wanted to add July and August. So he pushed and January and February and added those in because he wanted to add the July and August for Julius Augustus Caesar. And then let's not forget the days that's missing that's in our calendar. I mean, we had days where it jumped from Wednesday the 2nd to Thursday the 14th. Where the fuck did those 13 days go? Huh? Can you imagine waking up one morning and it's the 2nd, and then the next morning you wake up, it's the 14th? I promise you listen, if you go to Ethiopia right now, you'll see that their calendar is in like 2016. If you go there and you have to write that all over again, it'll feel like you went back in time. If you have to start rewriting like 2016 over again, you'll be like, what the hell? What the hell you on? But they did do a study on an old folks home where they changed up everything in there to look like the 1950s. And they said some of the mental illnesses started going away. Some of the old people started looking youthful again, and so on and so forth. And then they stopped that study altogether. So we are a product of our environment, because you mean to tell me if I keep my house looking like the 80s, I'll be forever in the 80s state of mind. Thus far, I will be stuck in my youth. That's why age don't exist to me. I stopped believing in numbers at like 28. I stopped doing that whole age process because I realized it's a ritual. You are literally doing a ritual. You are lighting a candle, you are chanting something 3 times, and then you blowing out a candle. So you're opening a door, you're chanting, other people are chanting with you, and then you're closing that door. Shut up. I know a ritual when I see a ritual. That is a ritual. Turn the lights off, bring out fire, then you add wind with the blowing of the candle. Get the fuck that shit. I seen the craft. I seen it.
seeing how
right, and then like,
the spirit is infinite. The spirit was here since.
but they didn't tell you about the variations of age. They did. All right, so they told you about the age of the body, but they didn't tell you about the age of the mind. They didn't tell you that your mind is 40 years in its youth. So when the Bible was saying that anyone who corrupts a child, right, it was talking about the mind, right? So 40 years, this is where that whole 40-40 comes in, or 44, this is the play, right? 40 years, your mind is in a Uranus state. Uranus is a childlike state, also known as the humble planet or the planet of heaven, right? Before it transfers into a Saturn state, right? A Saturn is the adult state of the brain, but somebody in the adult state of the brain determined to corrupt the child state of the brain. So that way they force us into our adult mind way before it's time. Did that make sense?
I think I get where you get coming from, but at the same time, like from my understanding and perspective, like the brain is like everybody has to develop throughout life, but everybody comes into this universe or on this planet with the understanding that we have the complete knowledge of everything.
No. Stop. Now, here, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. It Even the Bible tells you that a man cannot grow in the mind and the spirit until they have a physical vessel to do it in, right? So you can't grow in the mind and spirit until you're placed in a physical vessel to do it in. Hold on. Okay, now if your vessel is if your body is a vessel for the spirit, a vehicle for the spirit, right? Then that means your spirit is placed in your body, right? Okay, so whatever the spirit knows, the spirit is not in control of once it's placed in this vehicle. If your vehicle is blocked, I don't think we can. Can we actually have a conversation?
The spirit has all knowledge. The physical flesh has no understanding of the spiritual. So when we come into the physical life, we have to re-understand that we are a spirit man. But the spirit has undying, or not undying, but it has full knowledge of everything that exists.
All right, so can we have a conversation without you cutting me off every time you feel like whatever it is that you feel like?
I've been listening to you all day, bro.
No, you keep cutting me off, and you're not allowing me to finish or complete my sentence.
Or you understand that what I just said made complete sense?
No, because what you said did not make complete sense.
To be honest,
and I'm about to.
off a few times, but I ain't complaining, bro.
Okay. So what you said don't make sense, and here's why it don't make sense. Because if
the damn days yesterday, I was gonna get up this morning and I was gonna go down and get you a cake, and we was gonna sing.
Can you mute your mic or something? Because you having a whole nother conversation.
We can hear you. We can whoever you're at. I got to the Roman water. He said yesterday. Today, 20th.
Okay, so like I was saying, what you're saying can't make sense, because if one doesn't know how to reach the spirit, one can't get attached or get into its Akashic records to know what it is that the spirit knows, right? So if someone found a way to cut the body off from rising to get to the spirit, which is the battlefield of the mind, because in between your body and your spirit is your mental, right? Your mind, right? If one doesn't know how to get to their star cell, get to their Akashic records, then they are cut off from that, right? So this is why the Bible says a man cannot rise in the mind or the spirit until they are physically placed in a vessel. This is why it says that. And this is why Christ is, represented as a spirit that studied for 32 years, right? But this is why they had a 40-year Egyptian school, because you're in a growing state for 40 years. This is why they place certain levels of complications in your life at different markers. The 7-year marker, you're going into the first grade. The 13 to 14-year marker, you're going into high school. The 21-year marker, you're able to drink alcohol. The 28-year marker, you're coming out of college. The 35-year marker, you're probably having kids or getting a house, so on and so forth. The 42-year marker, you're going through your midlife crisis.
Christ didn't study for 32 years. Jesus, I assume you're talking about.
Let's make sure we protect each other's mental space. If you ever need me,
What was the age of Christ when he unalived?
33.
33, right? So if down here is a mystery school, right? Then
Right.
how old? All right, from 1 year old, right? Because you really start at the number 1, right? The first year really don't count because you're in the womb, whatever the case may be, not in the womb.
When you're in the womb is when learning starts, because that's when you've been created.
Do you remember being in your mom's womb? Do you remember a time of being in your mom's womb? No, you brought it up. You brought it up. So now you got to answer some questions. Do you remember being in your mom's womb? Yes or no? Do you remember being in your mom's womb? Okay. Now, when you were in your mom's womb, right? What did you go through?
Growth.
The growth that you went through, what happened?
I was growing.
How was you growing?
I was being created into flesh.
According to the physical understanding of how the process takes place, right? What did you experience in the womb? Do you remember any battles that you might have went through in the womb? Do you remember conversations, arguments, music that might have been played while you were in the womb?
Yes, very vividly, but yes.
Okay. So the journey that you're talking about in the womb, right, began when?
When my feet hit the egg.
Okay. So you remember when your seed hit the egg?
No.
Okay. But you remember after your seed hit the egg?
Very vividly, but
So
yes.
you're telling me about the time of conception, but you're not telling me about the time that you were in your father's
No, I'm
sack.
not telling you anything. I'm answering your question.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. This is what you're saying. You're talking about the time that you spent in your mom, but you don't know the time that you spent in your father's sack. This is the time of Christ.
That's irrelevant.
Let me finish. Yes, I'm making a point. Stop cutting me off before I make my point. Stop. Man, your ignorance is starting to ignore me, bro. Stop cutting me off before I make my point. All right. So the Bible is telling you about a time that you were in your father's sack, right? And the trials and tribulations that you went through in your father's sack. This is why the exiting of it is considered the first unaliving. And this is why Christ says, why have thou forsaken me? Because this was when you were exiting your father's sack and entering the womb of your mother in order for you to have those false recollections that you just now lied to us about. I know he left because that's why he kept on trying to talk over me, and because he wasn't trying to really understand nothing. He was here battling to see I know more than you. I'm not standing on no back porch sword fighting with your ass, you weirdo. You really didn't want the knowledge. You really didn't want to understand. You came up here combative. You were thinking about what to say at the times that I was talking. That's why you kept cutting me off. You can't be listening if you sitting there trying to rebuttal before I even finish the sentence. That means you can't possibly be here to actually have a conversation because you have to let me finish what I'm saying first and then think about what you're going to say. You already thinking about what you're going to say in the middle of me talking like you know what direction I'm leading the conversation in. That's an assumption. You made an ass out of yourself. A lot of people don't remember that, but he wasn't being honest about that shit, man. Terrence Howard just now said he remembered that shit.
I believe, like,
No, when
I kind of believe, like, some of them people did exist, bro, but I don't believe it was right. I don't believe it was right.
not everybody ascends into a timeline inside their self within the broken fragments that allow them to remember a time like that. And he's falsifying it because he's on here with he's not on here with a real objective. So his honesty was falsified. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like when you got people like that, you know what they coming for. They not coming to try to be at peace with you. They want to be at an indifference with you. They want to argue with you. You know what I mean? And then they're going to spam the account. They're going to try to, they want you to, try to drop them out the box or block them or have to go through they want to see you doing that because then the algorithm picks it up and says that I'm being combative with people. You know what I mean? That's why I let them come up and sit for as long as they want to sit. That's why I let them come up but you playing the game with the wrong person. If I'm on here, I mean, we're on 5 different pages right now. We're on 2 pages on YouTube, 1 page on Twitch, 2 pages on TikTok, right? So you're playing with a greater collective. So if you're going to come with some knowledge, just come with the knowledge because we're in a time of knowing. You know what I mean? Don't come with the games and it's too many lost people out there right now. We in a losing fight already because so many people want to just do shit for entertainment purposes.
Facts. We definitely in the time of knowing this for the time of knowledge, for sure. I don't know, but what makes you believe that them people don't exist though? Like,
okay, here's the proof behind them not existing, right? What is Jacob's ladder? Jacob's ladder is a reference to the zodiac, meaning a heel catcher, because each zodiac holds the heel of the next zodiac, right? This is Jacob's ladder, right? But they gave you a story of Jacob's ladder as if it was a ladder that the angels were using to climb up and down the DNA of mankind, right? And these angels that was, they had wings. Why would an angel need a ladder if they got wings, first and foremost, right? But if we go back to the Council of Nicaea, it was a pagan ruler who depicted how they should write the text. He was losing the battle at the time. So he wanted to pretend like he was compromising with the Essenes, the original group of the Bible. He wanted to pretend like he was going to teach the world what they wanted him to teach the world, and they manipulated the text in 325. This is why they came out with a secret Council of Nicaea, which is the second Council of Nicaea in 787. Nobody even knows about the second Council of Nicaea because nobody remembers when they unalived and ran off the first Council of Nicaea after they manipulated the text. Constantine was the last holder of that secret. And then he went into a false operation and reincarnated through the moon so he can forget. And then the mystery and everything was lost since then. Now we don't know how to reincarnate through the Golden Gate, and we keep on reincarnating through the Silver Gate and keep on coming back forgetful. And now we're zombies stuck in a subconscious instead of in a conscious state with the creator, so on and so forth.
Okay. And what you mean by you said religion was tied back to astrology?
Because everything that's in that book tells you about the sky. It tells you about when the sun leaves, when the sun comes back. It tells you about agriculture and when it's the proper time to get crops, so on and so forth. It tells us about the moon, right? It tells us about the 12 disciples or the 12 tribes, which is also known as the 12 zodiac signs. It tells you about crystals because it inscribes a name of the of the 12 tribes on each crystal that is a part of the chest plate of gods. Or so it's all connected to the seed of David. It's all connected, you know, to universal knowledge and what the universe actually gifts us with, and who the universe deems to be a messenger of the gods, so on and so forth. So yes, it's
I ain't gonna lie, I heard it was 3 heavens.
what if there's a multitude of heavens?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard it was 3.
Remember in 1995 Earth Science, they told you that there was only 9 planets in our solar system and they only knew limited amount of information about it. And then by 2015 they determined that Saturn had 42 suns and 42 moons and all this other stuff. Like, so from the time of 1995, when they first put that in our science books, something has been growing. Other things has been developing in our universe. Evolution has been taking place. Someone's been keeping track of this. This is why they can tell you an Atlas comet that hasn't been seen in 80,000 years. Wait a minute. Who the fuck wrote that down 80,000 years ago? Who was here writing this stuff down for them to be able to say it hasn't been seen in over 80,000 years? What the fuck? Who, when, how? Who was keeping track of this? Why do they? Why is there a Dogon tribe in West Africa that knows about the Dogon constellations and passed on history about the stars, Sierra, the three suns, whatever? How do they know that? How? They ain't got no telescopes. They not. How do they know they come from that part of the sky? How do they know that? And how do man know more about the damn galaxy than we know about Earth? How is it 60-something% of this planet we don't know nothing about, but we know all this about astrology? But they tell you not to study it. How do they know that your melanin is being manipulated by the sun if you ain't studying astrology? Why did they send melanin? Why did they say they're using it in weapons now or trying to figure it out in weapons now? Why? How? How do they know? How do they know that your DNA is changing right now or the sun is affecting your DNA? How do they know that? Because somebody's studying this shit. Or somebody lied. Either way, something ain't right.
Because I was thinking, like, bro, I don't think they, like, maybe saying this and that about space, but I'm like, how do y'all know, bro? Like, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying?
Think about it. NASA started off as an underwater exploratory program.
They tell us now.
80% of the Grand Canyon is not even reachable. There's so much of this history that I want to get into, but I can't due to different variations of blockage of conversations, but it's okay. Bobby, what's up with you, Bobby?
What's up, man?
What's going on with you? Now, I want y'all to remember, y'all are being heard on a multitude of platforms right now. So even though you might see 73 people in here, there's numerous people on the other pages. So, you know.
I see 171.
Since y'all was talking about it, I just wanted to say something. Like in our churches, the pastors, the congregations, they was always against tarot cards, right? And telling fortune and all that stuff. And because we're gypsies, that's what we do, you know, psychic readings, tarot cards. So every church was against that. Don't bring those tarot cards in your house. It's from the devil. Fortune telling is from the devil. Make sure throw those cards out of your house. That's all I heard. You know, for 30 years straight. It was very, very like strict, and a lot of people stopped doing it. You know, it changed lives. But I finally realized why that was so serious and why they didn't want those tarot cards in your house. Is because they knew like it was only a matter of time, or they didn't want you to find out and put 2 and 2 together that it's all built on astrology.
Right. They didn't want you to know You know, and listen, I did some deep studying, man. When I found out there was 88 constellations of the sky, and then to understand the manipulation of 88 down here to make you, you know, dislike 88 because it's supposed to be the eighth letter of the alphabet 2 times, which is supposed to be a representation of something that won against. But now I thought about it, I was like, damn. So they actually was trying to put knowledge back into this world, and they lost because when they found out about the manipulation, like there was a whole library war. Remember, they had that Library of Alexandria, all this other stuff. Yeah. Remember,
we talking about like astrology or all this. Like, do y'all believe in like not aliens, but like something else happened?
well, you got to think about it like this: if the Pentagon just released information telling you that aliens is in our oceans, then they was here before us, so we are the aliens.
They are the aliens, bro. The elites are the aliens.
No, I mean, we landed. I mean, we landed on them, so they're these are the species that was here before us. If they're in our oceans, right? Then that means we are the extraterrestrial. We are the ETs.
Yeah, but before movies put that idea in your head. You understand? They put that idea in your head. But in metaphorically, they are the aliens. They don't consider themselves the same species. They consider themselves another species. You know what I mean?
But that's only because in the mindset they want to justify their levels of actions towards humanity, so they put themselves outside of humanity, so they can say humanity is, you know, we can treat y'all like this because we are, you know. But that's only because they had to get that from somewhere, right? So the story that they got it from is a play off of what really is, right? The higher verse, right? So man depicted an ideal image for one to praise man as opposed to the higher ups, right? But if you go into the knowledge of things, Galactic Federation of Light, different variations of conversations about Valid Thor and different things like that, then it's telling you that they always and we always was being analyzed by something above or below us, and it's always been a manipulation of different variations of crystals and frequencies that creates a wave inside the life water of mankind that allows these different variations of states of being to take place, because you're not always in control of yourself. Think about how many people have blackout moments, but their vessel is still in operation and they're like, man, I don't remember none of that. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really believe in them, like, because the first thing that comes to mind is ET and from all the movies. So
I think it's different. Like, see, a lot of people speaking on aliens, they thinking of like green people. You know what I'm saying? Like these kind of. But I don't never think of them like that. I think of them like intelligent beings. You know what I'm saying? That the human eye can't see.
it's them, yeah.
I don't never think of them like green.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, when you realize that our verse is made up of different densities, then you have to say there's different things living in those different densities. And this idea of what the physical form of these entities or whatever they might be formed into is what captivates the mind, right? To say that they're in the shape of this or they're in the shape of that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe it's
Stan, you have to go over to the Energy Atlas page. Just go over to the other page on TikTok if you want to come up. That way everybody can hear you, because the speaker piece is messed up on this page. But go just type in Energy Atlas, just take the of out of it, and you'll see the other page that we're on right now too. So if you want to come up, just go over to the Energy Atlas page. But we're on like a multitude of pages right now. We're on like 5 different pages right now. 2 on YouTube, 1 on Twitch, 2 on TikTok. You know, this is how you multiply your frequency and the level of conversation. So this is operation of a variation of a manipulation of the frequency that is in this verse, and we are using technology VI, the internet, which is also known as the multiverse, in order to push out a frequency of this level of conversation. And the reason why I'm being honest about it is because I wouldn't like if someone manipulate, even though it's for the greater good by having these conversations, right? I still want to understand the manipulation of my system, right? We are in a place where people are seducing other people's minds using different variations of cohortions of the heart. And now it is at a manipulation of a high level, whereas though a lot of narcissistic sociopaths are using this tactic in order to steal your intellectual properties and likeness and or images.
You guys heard what's going on, right?
What's that?
What Chase is doing? They're looking into a program or software, already bought it, and they're changing all the bank accounts into like points. The money is going to be points, and it's all going to be digital and all that crypto bullshit. But people's taking the money out of the banks because
allegedly,
like in a fine print, you know, they said that they
allegedly.
So is Bank of America, so is Wells Fargo.
Allegedly, but we've seen this taking place already, and this is why a lot of them transfer from Visa to MasterCard, because it already was happening to but that's just a transfer of currency, and if our currency is changing outside of us, then surely our currency is changing inside of us. So get prepared. This is yeah, where they had it on their wrist, and the dude was late to get his mom on the bus.
Yeah, shit like that.
Black Mirror did one. Did they?
Like, I guess you can,
I ain't catch it. I gotta catch that one.
Put things in movies because they gotta tell you first what they're gonna do. They believe in that.
Yeah, see. I noticed too. They use movies like propaganda, like okay.
Well, it's like one of those signs. It's like a beware of dog sign. You know what I mean? If I put a beware of dog sign out and you come in anyway, then that's on you because I put the sign out. That's why they got to tell you before they do it, because if you accept it after they tell you, then it's on you. And the universal law of karma, they get the
They just visions. Like that's what they like.
Like a scripture, you know, scripture in a movie, a holy scripture in a Bible, you know, holy scripture, script, Hollywood,
older movies.
It's all the same.
It was like Star Wars, how they had the phones, like they can just, it was like a hologram come up and talk to you, and this was in the 90s, and then that.
What, Total Recall?
Something like that.
They had
subdual or that's all it is just something that they plan or going forward to look like make or something like that.
Like The Simpsons, how they predicted everything.
Exactly.
Well, according to something that I read, the creator of The Simpsons was one of like, I think 7 people or more I think it was 7 to 10 people that was in the room when Valid Thor came down here and explained about the Galactic Federation and the usage or the non-usage of certain weapons down here, so on and so forth. And he and the person who created The Simpsons and the person who created Star Trek and the person who created Marvel, they were all part of that conversation, and that's where they all took pieces of it from and created these different, the multiverse with Marvel, the galactic, wars with Star Trek, so on and so forth. Even if you look up, Star Wars, this is why they gave you those 2 different forces. This is why they gave you the story in a reverse pattern, so on and so forth. Like even with the Mummy, they did that in reverse. Like they did a lot of stuff that was a manipulation of the mind, because they knew that this was taking place in the minds of the multitude, and this is why we were so intrigued or drawn to it.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz too. There's a lot of allegory.
Yeah, yeah, the Wizard of Oz too.
Since the beginning, since childhood, bro, they've been putting that in,
If we only had a dog named Toto.
That's the beginning. And it's crazy how they're so fucking smart, got away with it, and how they're succeeding, and how they didn't fuck up, how, hundreds of thousands of years of premeditation.
I mean, we really gotta see how it play out, because the world is one big stage, and they're pushing for this, idea that says, that they can do this by the third WW, you know what I mean? So they're pushing for this third WW, and I don't think the people are in the same notion of that anger in order for them to pull it.
Notice that too.
You say what?
So it's always for the same reason, like they did Iraq. Same reason they're doing it for.
I don't think it's going to be a third WW.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think so either, because I don't think the people are in the mindsets for that. Like, I think the people are yearning for like peace and unity, and that's why we're having so much trouble with this, is because they wanted us to do something different, but we like, man, we tired of that shit. We done. Give me a hug. Fuck that. Like,
What's up, brother?
what's going on with you? What's going on with you?
Hey, man,
Just defining it. The Bible.
the first thing I want to say is I was sitting in my car and I heard a young brother. Now, all you brothers is talented. I respect you all. A lot of love and respect and honor.
Love
But
is
there was
love.
one guy on this phone, and I heard the way you talk to somebody. I wanted to say, man, honor and respect to you, brother. Today, right now, I just want to say I think you're bright. I think you're enlightened. I think you're smart and intelligent. I think you preserve. I didn't think that your enemies was able to trick you. You doing your thing, man. I heard you speaking, and I was like, I like that, brother. His energy on that other account.
I seen
man,
you.
I be listening to so many stupid people. I said, man, I need some people that's wiser than me, or at least as wise as me. And I'm tired of being around all these stupid people all the time. But anyway, so I don't even know who it was, but I think it was a guy on this account. It's the energy guy or something.
Yeah. It's
Watch who you listen to.
it's me. It's me. That these are all my accounts. You were on my other account. I have I'm on YouTube too. Join the Discord too. We have a Discord. You can come over and join the Discord, be a part of it. We like to sit over there and have these variations of conversations. The real reality.
Hey, what's your name?
Atlas.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what you okay at last.
Yeah.
Smart.
I represent. I see. Atlas is also the world. Atlas is also the first Titan to rise. If you go back into the mythology of it, Atlas is Poseidon's first son. He is known as a twin because he has the energy of Aries and Taurus in him. And I'm born on the cusp of Aries and Taurus, so I have these energies inside of me. Therefore, I am the energy of Atlas, because he will be the first energy to rise from Atlantis.
Glory. What you saying, player? Dude, that's what's up. That's 100 on him. Hey, look, can you see my phone? Can you see my video?
Which one? The ones that you put up? Oh yeah, I can see you. We can see you. You mean put you in the box?
No, yeah, on that box. No, you funny, dude.
No, not that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
I can see me. I can see me better, but I wasn't really trying to see me. I just wanted to show you this path. You see that path right there?
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to go into that door right there. Get ready to go into that door right there, dude. And before I go into that door, I'm on a path, right? And just want to say, you say Atlas, you on a part of that path.
Absolutely. That's why right before you start that path, you have to, get that entry point. You needed confirmation, and the universe just sent you to these pages for confirmation for your journey. Right. And sometimes we need that to come from a reflection of us. Right. And since we all, are reflections of one another, you needed another reflection of you to tell you that everything is about to be okay. Right. You're worried. But what you're worried about is the failure that you're on. Right. The journeying down that path and failing. Right. But the universe want to let you know that you can't fail, right? No matter if you stumble on that path or not, you can't fail. Every trial and tribulations that you go through is sending information back to the universe for a better journey of you, right? So you're not going to go through those same things anymore. You're not going to go through those same problems anymore. Shake it off. You know what I mean? Shake it off. Trouble don't last always. You know, shake it off. Think better of yourself. Be in a higher version of yourself. Be in a higher representation of yourself. For the universe is sending you to people to represent that of which is you.
You see that number 7 right here?
Yeah.
Like Solomon, I'm a son of Solomon.
You don't want to say that, bro.
Hey, well, whatever you know, you know. And if you don't know, you can't grow. But I ain't gonna let you look. Let me show you something else. You see that tree over there that's knocked down? That big tree that knocked down? I ain't gonna let somebody come knock my branches down because their branches been knocked down. You see
Absolutely.
that big tree right there? On that path? Going that path, I know who I am and I know where I come from. I know my identity. Just let's say that.
And as long as listen, sometimes as long as you know you, it don't matter if nobody else knows you. You know what I mean? So when your journey is your journey. How you perceive it is how you perceive it. And it's going to be a glorious one. Why? Because you're perceiving it, right? So therefore you're manifesting what it is that you want to manifest in this reality and the next, right?
Thank you, man. I love you.
Absolutely.
I'm sending you some money right now. I'm sending you some pepper, player.
Absolutely. Appreciate the gifts. Appreciate the gift.
Hey, I'm sending you some cayenne. Sweeter than Louisiana.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You remember our ancestors be talking about that cayenne pepper, boy.
Hey, man, it actually cleans out the system, thus far flushing the digestive system, allowing one to be cleansed with inside the digestive system to allow a faster flow of the life water that is inside of you, and thus far allowing it to pull out all the negative and stuff like that. So a lot of people did eat pepper for different reasons. Corn, too, is one of those things that actually gets the stuff off the walls of your digestive system. Later on, they came out with Axlats, and then that's why your parents always gave you Axlats, to flush your system out. Sometimes, in order to seek higher.
Hey, you know what? Can I say something to you? I wasn't cutting you off at all.
No, you good. You good.
I'm having a good time listening to you. But check it out. The doggone when I was just over there looking at that tree, and you just said what you said. Notice when I get on this TikTok, it's just always a girl popping up on my phone, and I support people. I was like, well, let me send her some money. But now I think that God was getting mad at me, like, don't be wasting your wealth. Because, you're not supposed to waste your inheritance on prostitutes and whores. So now I see somebody who I can invest in, you know what I'm saying, and send some money to, you know what I'm saying? I got a good investment. That's what you made me feel like, man.
I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that because, even though I'm grateful for your revelation of realization, I don't know the situation that those girls might be in that's making them, on here and do the lustful things that they're doing in order to get the currency. So I don't know their necessity of why they are on here doing what they're doing. I know a lot of people are using this for survival, so they're doing what they think will sell, and I don't know what's a lot of you have to have a grander understanding for things in order to see it the way I see it, because this world is tricky, and a lot of people are scared, and a lot of people are doing things out of the norm for a need to survive.
Wow. Yeah, man. Wow. Oh my goodness, I can't believe people are going through that. So horrible. But some of them people gonna go through that because they wicked, and that's the judgment. And so I don't feel sorry for them no more, because I used to feel real sorry for them until they start trying to kill me. And I'd be like, nigga, that's why you in that situation.
And that's where discernment comes in. That's where discernment comes in. So some people are using it for, negative, but I don't know who. I can't say who's who, right? That's where your discernment has to come in of who's who. Like, who do you see you know how it works, man. You just got to understand the world and put yourself around the right people and invest in the right people. And, I think the universe has a way of making us go through so many negative people before we find the right people,
Right. Yeah, and it's funny because it said lean not onto your own understanding is a discipline. Because, and then when somebody started trying to come and like something was given to me as a gift, and it gave me life and it gave me happiness, and I appreciate it. Like my going through my mother's birth canal, I appreciate her giving me fingers and eyes and nose, and like it's a gift from the gift giver. So I know my identity according to my gift that was given to me. Where, I know if I did a crime, I'd be judged for it. But I did something and the judge gave me a beautiful reward. What's that word he said? The judge is in favor of the plaintiff, right? So say I made a complaint, the judge rewarded me, and then I say I'm a son of Solomon, which, like you said, I got a revelation on what that means to me and how it honored me. It's like a king having ranks on his chest, and you go and snatch the rank off the king's chest and tell him you don't want this rank on your chest. But God gave this to me through my suffering as a reward, as a gift, to tell me, forget the gifts that Santa Claus bring. I bring you gifts every day, like air. He only once a day bringing you gifts. I cause you to be protected. So I'm like, why would I throw that down, that personal relationship down for somebody on the internet just talking about, you don't want to say son of Solomon, just because of what he know about it from the world. And anyways, people don't understand that people steal other people's identity. You thinking they'll steal your wallet, steal your car, try to steal your girlfriend. Some people out here steal your identity. They say they you.
Absolutely.
So when these people talk about they Solomon, I'll be like, you are artificial Solomon. Or they say, some kings have stole the knowledge of Solomon. I'm Solomon. I'm David. I'm the Christ. Like, nigga, please. You that dumb nigga is who you is. You prove it to me then. Prove it to me. When you can't prove it to me, then I know that it's proof that the light is shining on my head right now. I got proof. And I don't need nobody to come and tell me no proof. Hey, let me prove it to you. I said, I already got the proof. It's on my head right now. And then somebody coming in me trying to get me in a hole, in a cat pit, trying to put me in a pit, put me in a hospital, another pit, and trying to make me sick and tell me that ain't what's shining on your head. I like what you said. I like what you said. I respect what you said. And
well, like I say, you're
a righteous spirit. Yeah, go ahead, player.
Your journey is your journey, so everything is according to how the universe inside of you is dictating, right? So your spirit is going through something, and then your physical expression is what you're showing. You know what I mean? This is your physical expression of what your spirit is going through.
Yeah. Thank you, man. You cool, man. I'm telling you, this is a beautiful day today.
It is. It looks beautiful back there in your background, man. It look beautiful back there. The sun shining on you. You got nice park setting. You know what I mean? Looking great back there, man. Enjoy your walk. Enjoy the sun shining on you. Giving you the knowledge and everything that you need. And everything. Listen, man. You're gonna have beautiful days, man. There's one thing I can say, man. No matter what. I look forward to you having more beautiful days, whether it be in life, love, or just understanding. I look forward to you gaining more things of what it is that you deserve.
Thank you. Yeah. And one thing I learned, this, one of the, something personal. I don't think that I'm revealing any secrets over the internet, but it's not a secret because I saw it written in literature, and it said in the last days, which to me the last day is every day, because yesterday was the last of that day, and the day before yesterday was the last of that day. And that it was that, and it was the last of that day. We never get it again. So it's the last of it. So this is the last day. And this is the last today. Because after this time passed, this time they don't get back. So somebody gonna tell me, and I read in the literature, it said, in the last days, a man's enemies will be those of his own house. And I didn't never know that I know people got their family and everything, but I never knew that the person who I love the most while I'm experiencing the earth, while I'm experiencing this world, the one I love the most, even to my son, my wife and my son, would be my enemies. I'm like, no way. And it's like, yeah. So in order for the king to get his rank, then one must apply the wisdom and not love death. Because wisdom say, all who hate me love death. And death, the 3 letters in death is E-A-T. And I know people eat death all the time. It's very few people who get to eat off the tree of life. In this system, there's probably millions and millions of beings that eat off the tree of life in different life existences. But here in this university that we residing in, that we call planet Earth, this school system, and I'm learning. I had this little gay guy gonna tell me.
We stay away from different variations of vibrational frequencies that is frustrating to someone else. They fought too hard in this world. They're going through too much already. The LGBTIQ, however, whatever you want to, that we stay away from certain words of verbiage. I understand what you're saying. You speaking your truth, but you're still being heard on multiple platforms right now. And this is on my face. You know what I mean? This ain't on your face. When you walk away, they're gonna say, I let somebody come up here and bash them. So I stay away from anything that is not allowing someone to feel connected to someone else.
Okay, respect. I respect. Well, thank you.
But you can finish your story. A guy told you something?
Yeah, well, a guy told me, and he said, you wouldn't walk a day in my shoes. And I was just saying, dude, I wouldn't want to walk in them high heel shoes. It might hurt my back. It might mess up my spine structure for my spine. And if I mess up my spine, then I mess up my mind. And I don't want to mess up my mind. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't talking about his what he do in his life. I was just talking about the actual shoes that he had on. I was just saying, yo, I don't want to walk in your shoes. I got my own shoes I walk on, and they feel pretty comfortable. And I'm not happy. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I don't have no back problems, leg problems, knee problems, and I don't want to create any. I just want to do the mathematics that solves my problem, because solving a problem is a mystery. And the mystery mean my story. It's your story. So we our own books. So we not just writing our own books, but we're the author of them.
Absolutely.
So I like what you see. So I'm writing my own book. If somebody want to be an evil person, let me in my frequency not say nothing crazy. But I learned to, like, I'm a stand-up comedian. I make a lot of people laugh on this earth. Everywhere I go, I'm making people laugh and stuff. And one thing I notice is a lot of people make me cry. I said, God, you gave me the gift of comedy. I make all these people laugh. And why they always making me cry? And God told me, he said, because he who sits in the heavens shall laugh. It's Psalm 2. He said, you're already laughing. You're already happy. That's why you can express it to other people. Because you are laughing. We laugh up here in the heavens. We laugh at our enemies when they think they're going to overthrow us. We laugh at that. Like, that's funny that they think that I'm a nutcase, that I'm going to sell my soul to live in a tax bracket. I had a guy want to offer me $40 million in California. And I got a reward because I'm looking at my life right now, and I'm richer than what he wanted to offer me. So I want to interrogate him. So sometimes I call him on the phone, but he don't answer the phone, and I interrogate him. I'll be like, look at me. And then I'll be like, and look at you. He got 40 million. If he got 40 million to give me, I wonder how much else he got like that. I learned that he was trying to buy another problem in his life. And I was like, dude, I'm not a problem. You got to go buy somebody else. You can't purchase me. I'm not a problem. But if he would have bought me, then I would have become a problem.
So you said a couple of things. You said you're sitting in the high heavens and someone's trying to throw you off of a throne.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to get me. And I keep boasting and don't nobody like me because they say I'm too prideful and I'm arrogant. And I keep saying, I know I'm prideful and arrogant. You just jealous because you ain't got nothing to be prideful about.
Yeah. So let's elaborate. Let's elaborate on that of what you are speaking, right? That of what you are speaking about wraps around one who thinks that they are in control of the 72 demons of the soul of man.
Mm-hmm.
So for one to think that they are in control of the 72 demons of the soul of man makes them a subject to the 72 demons of the soul of man. See, I never came on here to speak to the carnal. I came on here to speak to the spirit. Right? And due to the fact that a multitude of spirits are inside of each and every one of our vessels, the only way I can know what spirits are inside of thee is to see how thy operate. You get where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, I see you. Allow yourself to rise above it. Come out of that ego. Come out of that pride. The universe don't operate like that anymore. Humble yourself. That is the only way to a prosperous journey. Never shun another person's for their path. Never tear down another person. We're not supposed to get in each other's way on this journey. Your journey is your journey. But if you hinder or stop someone else along their journey, then you are doing a disservice to the universe. Never be too boastful. Never be too prideful.
If you say two, can I be a little?
Yeah, you could be a little but you have to remember, too much of a good thing is a sin. Don't indulge in it too much. But this is a world where you have to build egos in order to make it out of certain environments, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying never give up that mustard seed. The universe can work with us as long as we have that faith of a mustard seed.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. I understand, the things and the variations of things that you do down here is very, satisfying to certain variations of degrees to oneself. But it's time that we all become greater within inside of ourselves so we can create a greater nation outside of ourselves. And the only way to do that is to realize that we're all in it together. But I can see that you are going through some stuff. I can see that the universe is presenting you with a lot of challenges. Right?
Yeah.
And
beautiful one though. Hey man, somebody knocked on my front door. I can take you to their house. This guy been on liquor for 40 years. And he worked with me. And we did some work together, I think in downtown New Brunswick somewhere. This was a while ago. She knocked on my door. Now, I'm not getting religious. This is just what she did. I didn't tell her I was nobody, and neither do I worship. But she came to my front door and said, Jesus lived in this house. And there's about 3 people who came to my house and said that because I did this sign over here, I did this miracle over here, I performed this miracle over here. And I did it, and they came and knocked knocked on my door and my wife answered the door. And my son, it was a witness to it. They was like, don't know Jesus live here, which is fine because, you know, I told my wife, I said, I bet I never come in here and see you on your knees worshiping something invisible. I mean, it's just my personal thing like that. And so I'm happy about that, and I'm glad. So I feel like everybody gonna have a challenge or something. This is the school. Hey, when you say university, what you mean when you say universe?
Source.
Bro.
Source. The source of all things.
Yeah, the source. Okay.
I mean, you might know the universe by a different name. I don't know what you know the universe by. You might know the universe by a different name. I speak universally, so I take certain titles off the table, right? So by me saying source or by me saying universe, it is creation or, you know, consciousness within itself, right?
Yeah.
So when I say these things, I say it in a universal tongue that doesn't exclude anyone else. Someone else might speak of it and say God. Another person might speak on it and say Allah. Another person might speak on it and say Buddha. Another person might speak on it. And you get where I'm going with this?
Exactly. I respect that. I respect that. That way, you know what? I just respect that because you would have less battles and less wars like that. Because that's not division. That's I guess that's unity and respect. And so I respect.
It takes out the controversy. It takes out the controversy. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Because I have adopted the word Lord, and then I know it's a lot of lords, but I like to say, because I know Lord means master. So, and anytime I'm doing something in life, if I'm going to be assigned to be the master of that one day, then I like to study the master because I like to be a master craftsman and I like to master things. I don't like them to master me. I don't want nobody mastering me, man. I'd rather die.
Unalive.
Anyway, I'm going to not. So I mean that word is like a tool that I use, but I wasn't opposed to universe. I just always say with universe, I always say universe means you in verse. God versus the devil, the sun versus the moon, the planet versus. So when you always versing something, like, you know, this for that. So that's why I say, and you in it, you in verse. And so when you say universe, it means one. Like everybody in that same universe, and I'll be sometimes not wanting to go verse to verse, like Genesis chapter 1 verse 8, Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9. So I'm always dealing with a damn verse, and I'll be like, I don't want to deal with the verse. And so, because I always look at the verse as being the hearse for dead minds. I mean, that's just how I look at that, see it. So I leave the universe, but I respect it with the wisdom on how you see it, how you use it as an instrument, you know.
Are you familiar with the operation of words and the manipulation of the spell that's in the word?
To some aspect, I am.
Are you familiar with your tongue being able to manipulate different people?
Yeah, oh, definitely. I'm a stand-up comedian. When I get on the stage, dude, I got people come out of the dressing room to hear me speak. My tongue be like a snake tongue, dude. I could taste the air. I could taste the cloud. One time this guy was like, come on, let's smoke some herb. I said, no, man, this cloud up here, I just smoked that thing. I was higher than an angel. Literally, I could taste the cloud.
So you do realize that you're using a variations of words that is very telling of the energy that is in operation of your vessel, right? And you do know that I recognize that energy that is in control of your vessel that is keeping you in a superior mindset. You said a certain variations of things. Three people came to you and they said that Jesus lives in this house. You said that you are on a throne and someone's trying to throw you off the throne. You said that you are greater than other people.
Well, when I asked this lady, she keep complaining about 7 long days and about her husband gave her gonorrhea. I say, I think that I'm a better husband, or I would make a better one. At least you would be clean. And I laughed. And so I was like, well, what do you want better? What do you want? What's better? If you had a wife, if you had to choose one, or if somebody, would you want the dumb wife or the wise wife? I want the wise wife. Only, but I guess I have to value it because I got a couple of guys I know that they want the dumb wife. They dummies, but I mean, but you know, I'm trying to, not be aware of what's in my mind. I know the thoughts of men are very senseless.
If we are having an enlightened conversation, why do you keep going back to carnal?
To carnal?
Yeah, you
What do you mean?
you keep on trying to either talk about different variations of things that come with the flesh, or different variations of sex, gonorrhea, these different things that come with the lower vibrational frequencies.
Right. Well, sometimes, to tell the truth, it's gonna be difficult. Difficult means different. I'm doing something different, and it's too difficult to do something different because they don't have no wisdom to do it. It ain't be called to do it. Everybody ain't gonna be an electrician. I'm saying, you told me in the beginning of the conversation, you talked about manifesting, like I'm manifesting this. So when I make a choice in my mind and somebody else make a choice, I'm in competition over my mind against their mind. And that's, I wasn't trying to like.
Is that what brought you to this platform? Because you're
No, I was sitting in the car. That's something you said. Car.
No, because you said you're in competition with their mind versus your mind. So if you're bringing yourself into this vicinity, then you are battling minds with the collective that's in this vicinity. So your idea of being superior over people is saying that we are lesser than you, or however you're looking at it. So how can we all be universally connected if you feel as though you sit on the throne and you are Christ? Who do that make us as a collective?
Well, I remember when I first got on this platform, you was talking about a vision. Somebody said television. And I was like, well, I know that this different level, without a vision, the people perish. This world has to give you a vision or you will leave the world. Without a vision, it's no sense of being here.
So let me ask you this. How is it that you just now broke down the manipulation of the play in the word universe, but you didn't break down the play in the word television, which is tell a lie to a vision?
But that's what I was. Somebody told me a lie. People see visions in this world. The world are keeping up. Somebody told me that I was a construction worker. And they was giving me the vision of it. My father was giving me the vision. Oh, I'm a millionaire. Look how much money I make. And you're going to take over my business. You're a construction worker. And he was giving me the vision. I was seeing the vision of the money, seeing the vision of this, seeing the vision of a good life. That was the television. It ain't just the government or the corporate. Visions and lies.
So can I? So let me ask you. I got a couple more questions that I want to ask you before we get out of here, right? Because it's you're telling not telling, but you're speaking your truth, right? And I like to listen to other people's truths, right? And there's a variation of things that's showing when you're speaking your truth. And one thing I like to point out is that we are not in control of our own vessels, right? Sometimes a notion or some type of wave of energy might hit you that puts you in operation to do some things, right? And you were drawn to this page out of curiosity, or drawn to this page because you're going through whatever it is. I mean, you sound very knowledgeable in a lot of things, right? But can I ask you a question? Why is your conversation not linked to the things that I'm asking you?
My conversation linked to the things that
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
Like I'll say something, and then you'll be like, "Oh, earlier you said," and I was here, and then it's like, and then when I'll ask you something else, you'll say, "Well, da, 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 da." Like you keep changing the.
Could you tell me what I see it? Because I'm kind of like, I'm trying to hear you. Sometimes my mind is like racing or whatever. Just being honest, I'm trying to hear what you're saying. So
what was you hearing before? What
question?
was you hearing before this whole time? If you can't hear me now, what was you hearing before?
You talking about when I first got on here, I was like how you addressed the guy about somebody not letting you listen. I'm not listening to you and not letting you finish your sentence and your statement. Because I know that when you want light, you gotta respect it, or just don't have it. Because light ain't gonna live with disrespect. So I like how you corrected the guy, and I respected. I was like, wow, I like that. So that's what drew me to this.
I know, but okay, but after that, after the people dropped off the panel and we've been trying to understand you said of certain variations of stories that says that you are the Christ. You saying that you are the Christ, right?
Well, I'm not the only one.
No. I know that you're not the only one, but from the level of conversations that you have been giving us, you are coming in the form of the Christ, correct?
Yes, respect.
Okay, and you are.
I apologize. You see, that over there is honeysuckle tree over there. That's honeysuckle. Over there, they got some gooseberry trees over there. So what I learned is like you got a lot of different trees. Every tree don't give the same fruit. But sometimes we gonna be living amongst a whole bunch. Like this tree right here, it grew up like that, and then that tree grew up like that. So this just the way I'm.
No, still, Will. I know what's going on. I'm with you.
All the guys got together in Detroit, and we used to all talk. We'd be hustling, making money, and we just all get together, talk about how much money you got. I mean, I got this money, I got this money. Then when I used to be around my dad and different people, they used to have conversations when they get together, like at the yacht club or at the this club, and they get to rather talk about those. So sometimes when I meet somebody knowledgeable like you, I apologize I just want to come and, but you different though. I'll come and talk about what I got, and then you talk about what you got, and then we players, you know what I'm saying? And you seem like you got wisdom too, so I just
no. We don't swim in the same pool. We don't swim in the same pool, my friend. I respect the pool that you. Yeah. I know. I see. I'm seeing your pool. I see it. I see that your pool is nice. I see the carnal ideology of what you saying, hustling, getting money, living on a yacht, sweet dreams. You know what I'm saying? I see it. $40 million, manipulation of money. I see it. I see everything that you come with, my guy. And I'm letting you know right now, we don't swim in the same pool, right? I'm in a pool of enlightenment, right? I'm in a pool of knowledge, right? I'm in a pool of trying to pull other people from the low vibrational entities that are in that soul of man that you keep on neglecting to circle around, right? I'm in a different pool, right? As I'm sitting here fishing for men, right? I'm realizing the men that are coming, right? And you can sit here and tell people that you are as enlightened as me, right? But they are noticing that your conversation is not even on the same bracket.
Okay.
Everything that you talked about is of the carnal. That's why you keep.
You know what, brother? Well, I'll tell you this. I was coming to you personally. I apologize. You can't come to me. You can't come to me. You came to my house and you knew me personally. This is just me personally.
But we're not in your house. We're not in your house, right? Right. So this is what I'm saying. Like energy vampires is real, right? And that's why I'm asking you. I'm trying to find out if you know what you're doing. Right. I'm trying to find out if you know what you're doing, or is it something else that is making you do this confusion and misinformation thing, right? Because as we sit here,
I respect what you're saying. I'm listening.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I like your question. I'm writing down some or whatever. If it ain't doing it, and if it's a spirit doing it, then I don't know. I'm liking it too. I'm liking that spirit. I said, hey, if I was in the spirit buying business, I'm gonna be like, if I'm gonna buy that spirit or I'm gonna buy that spirit, I'm like, I'm gonna buy that spirit because I like the way that spirit. I like that spirit right there. Like that Gil Scott Heron said. He said, we got spirits to offer you. Ooh, maybe you did just enlighten me. I like that spirit. Maybe my spirit is real, like if you was like money, like, oh, he only got $50, and you'd be like, oh, he got 5,000. I got more 5 0.
All right, man, Tisha, I see you over on I see you over on YouTube, man, Tisha. Appreciate you for coming over to the TikTok and get him some milk. Get him some milk. No, I was talking to somebody in the comment section. You do know you're being heard by a multitude of people, right?
Well, let me go ahead and go then, brother. I wasn't trying to do nothing. I thought you was cool, man.
No, I am cool. What's wrong? We cool. I'm just telling you, other people are hearing you right now. That's all. Because this is a platform. It's a public platform.
I'm sorry, my man was just talking to you. I apologize to you.
Nah, we there. Why? You didn't say nothing wrong. You didn't say nothing wrong.
I know, but okay. Well, I'm glad. Well, when I get off the phone, I ain't gonna think I said nothing wrong. I'm gonna get off this phone and be like, yeah, and do like that. But I just don't want to. I just was coming to you because I was sitting in the car and I heard you and I was like, this dude is smart.
Right. So you was in the car?
Yeah, I was sitting in the car and I walked over here. I was just sitting in my car reading and stuff and just thinking about yesterday, man. If I send you some pictures of my path I was on yesterday, I show you the path that I'm on right now.
Right.
So I'm just trying to say, it's like, oh my goodness, dude.
But that's a carnal path. That's a carnal path.
I know, but I'm looking at somebody else in prison. So I know it's a carnal path, but being in prison is a carnal one too. And I'd rather choose this path than choose that path over there. I know somebody else going through divorce with his wife. I'd rather be on this carnal path than to be on his carnal path. So it don't matter if it is carnal. I like this carnal path. That's it. I'm liking this thing. Dude, I had a bird just come over to me. Like about 3-4 hours ago.
On the Energy of Atlas page, we got to reset. We got 2 restrictions on there. We got to reset. The numbers are dropping out. We got to reset. Not you. Calm down, sir. Calm down, sir. I'm talking to the other page. I'm on multiple pages right now. I'm just talking to them real quick. So we're going to reset. Make sure y'all hit the follow button and come back in after we reset the live. Love is love. Namaste, Ashe, salutations, shalom, peace. Hope to see you back. But yeah, for you, the conversation is still the same, right? You keep on referring back to the carnal, right? But are you on a spiritual path inside yourself? Is there a spiritual path that you're taking right now inside yourself?
Yes, brother. Yes, brother.
Okay.
Yes.
So
brother.
this spiritual path that you're on, right? Your spiritual path. Let's talk about that path.
Yeah. Well, the spirit is, and this is my opinion, is invisible to me. And in the ordinances in the city of peace, the spirit
I got you.
The spirit knocks on my door. It don't just have a search warrant to come in and arrest me and beat me up and smack me around. It knocks on my door and even calls my name and say, Winstein. And I'm like, yes. And it says, what are you going to eat for dinner tonight? And I say, wisdom. And then the spirit is, it's all prepared for you. And then I come out, and right when I get up, I see the spirit. Like, look like some Black Panthers type of stuff.
So the spirit is out. So your spirit is outside of you?
Dude, my spirit is everywhere. When I just left, I was in Boston. I'm in New Jersey right now. I just was in Boston, and the spirit was up there with me. Everywhere I go, everywhere my feet travel, the spirit be with me. Invisible world, butterflies, smiles and hearts and loves. I was eating my food the other day, and there was a heart in my food. I took a picture of it. And then when I left out the restaurant, it was a heart at my feet. And then when I got in the car, it was a heart on my seat. Just like little different gifts, you know what I'm saying, in life. Like rewards. So yes, I'm on all the worlds. I ain't gonna disrespect no world. Just like I ain't gonna, to some degree I ain't. But you got the heaven world, you got the sea world, you got the earth world, you got the sun world, you got being in your mother's womb world. There's a lot of different worlds. And I just want to love in every world. I want to get to know love in every world. I'm not a hater. I don't hate people when I see them successful. I don't hate you when I see you knowledgeable. I called you and I wanted to share with you because you were sharing with me. I didn't know that there was a lot of people on this platform. I was just listening to you and I heard some people.
Nah, because you remember you tried to come up on the other platform, the Energy of Atlas platform, and then I told you to come over to this one because we were on this one, and then you came over here to this one. So you knew we were on the other platform because you came from that platform, and then you came over here to this.
Yeah, but I got on something. It was like it was some guys, and they like have like a call, and it's like 4, 5, 6 people on there, and they all know each other.
Oh.
They all a community. So I thought that I was coming to somebody. I didn't know it was like I didn't really, you know what I was doing? I was just enjoying myself and I wasn't really paying attention. I was playing with my phone, like playing with a game or something. And then I was sitting there reading and watching. And then my phone was on and you came on.
Just out of nowhere? Like while you was playing the game?
Well, no. I meant I was on the cell phone.
Okay.
Sending my wife some messages, texting my wife, showing her some pictures of me when I was in Boston yesterday, and blah, 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 showing, just sending her, different personal messages and things.
Right.
And then while I was sending them to her, my TikTok thing popped on my screen that said you got a message from such. So I hit the message, and the message then popped up. You popped up.
Mm.
And when you popped up, just heard you talking. And when I heard you talking, I'm like, this guy is different. Like, I'm like, who is that guy? I've never seen. I just hearing how you. I was like, I said, ain't no in the world. Somebody just gave him what he got in life. He worked for this.
What? Work for what?
Because I know the wisdom and the intelligence that you have in your mind.
Uh-huh.
It's freely given, but you was working for that freely given. And for you to have it today, that means you keeping it. And it's a job to keep it. And if you got it today, I'm like, hey, he doing his job. So I'm gonna honor you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As a person, I'm like,
respect.
It's like having a car. Somebody don't pay the car note. It get taken. They somebody to come and repo your car. Well, ain't nobody been able to repo your wisdom, and I'm liking it. I'm like, he's still riding. Yeah.
Right.
Came on your page. What's up, player?
I appreciate you. What sign are you? What zodiac sign are you? Are you a Leo or a Scorpion?
Hey, just a little joke for you. I'm too skinny to talk about my sign because my sign is Cancer. That's what I heard. I wish my sign was $. That would be a better sign.
Okay, you're a Cancer. Okay.
I'm just being silly, but they say it's Cancer. I just don't like the name. I don't know. Cancer. Oh, it's the crab.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's the the chest. That's the heart. It comes with some variations of things.
Yeah.
So when those people knocked on your door, when those 3 wise people knocked on your door, or those 3 people and said Jesus lives in that house, Did they tell you who was the Jesus in the house?
Well, I wasn't there, but my wife said, because it was the job that I was working at, this place called People Ready.
Right. The job. You notice the words that he's using. Hey, YouTube. You notice the words that he's using. Now, if you go back to the biblical text and you read Job, right, you will notice that 3 of Job's friends came to him, and his wife was the one that also convinced him, that just said, what? Go ahead, deny God. You must have did something, so on and so forth. So he's this is why I say the spell is in the word, right? I don't know this person, right? This person. I don't know the person. The Latin word for person is mass, right? And mass means, to hide, or, a variation of hide, right? And this person is speaking with words that they don't even know that they're speaking. That's a reference to a fight that's taking place inside of them, right? And they're using variations of words that lets you know that the spirit is fighting inside of them. Now, the demons inside of him makes him laugh and giddy, and then he goes into the carnal spill, right? But there's a spirit inside of him that is letting me know that he's going through a fight. And in his word, I can hear that spirit that is fighting inside of him. And then he drifts back into the carnal and start talking about money, cars, and women. Damn. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, brother. Finish.
No. I am the money.
I know.
No, I'm not talking about like Federal Reserve notes from the IRS. That's the artificial money. That's monopoly players. I am the money. The money starts with the letter M and it ends with the letter Y, the Alpha and Omega. It's I'm the one. Okay? I'm the one. You know what I'm saying? That it is what it is, player. I ain't lying to you. And if I do got a fight going on, I'm gonna be the winner.
Let me see. Is that tree still behind you? That tree that was down? Can you see that tree? That tree still there? You see that tree right there?
Yeah.
That tree is the money.
Yeah. And I'm the money. Yeah, I respect that. I like that tree. It's the money. Let me go get all the fruit that's on it. Since all my enemies is falling down at my feet, I'm going to just go ahead and take it. And I'm going to take it. Give me this. Give it all to me. 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 I tear down the nations. Yeah.
You see what you just said? You see what you just said?
Yeah.
You see what you just said? See, that's the stuff that I be catching right there. That's the stuff that I be catching. Do you see what you just said? You said, yeah, I tear down the nations.
Tear down anybody that tried to turn me into a cancer patient, anybody that tried to turn me into an AIDS victim, anybody who tried to rape me.
Okay. Now I see you just trying to use all right, you have a great day, my friend. It was nice talking to you. Feel great on your journey. Now I know that you're manipulating variations of words in the system, because there's no reason why you are speaking about all these traumatizing things. As you just said, your life was great. You richer than 40 million, all of this stuff. And then you start talking about trauma bonding stuff, saying I'm tearing down it. Like, no. You're using word play to feed the algorithm. No. What I'm saying is we wasn't having no conversation about no essay. We wasn't having no conversation about nobody trying to grade you. Where the hell did that come from?
You know what? I'm not really educated. Far as you may be in tune with.
But you was just now talking about money and the Federal Reserve, but now you're not educated.
No, I'm talking about listen. And when you go to college, you could take English.
You were just now talking about tearing down nations. But how you just now came and said, when I run across knowledgeable people that's just as knowledgeable as me, that means you felt as though we was on the same level of knowledge. But now you want the pity of not being as educated. Which one do you want?
I'm talking about using the words very eloquently and different things. When I start challenging the spirit, remember he was talking about I got the spirit in me fighting and stuff like that. So that's the war, like you said, is in heaven. So I'm a heavenly man. I'm not a carnal man. How could I get?
So are you fighting? Are you
afford this?
for what?
A carnal man ain't got. A carnal man ain't got these riches. I'm laughing like if somebody. I'm not laughing like it's funny. I'm laughing because it's comedy. It's like a joke or something like that.
I know most demonic entities operate in a childlike giddy state. I get what you're saying, but listen, you said you're fighting in the heavens. What heavens are you fighting in?
Well, any heavens that any of them, any heaven that need war, any heaven that need love, any heaven.
Which one you bringing?
When I'm around anybody in my family, and sometimes my family they don't got the spirit of happiness. Anytime I go around, they like vampires. Sometimes they be like, "Here come Winston," and they go the other way. I be like, "Well, go ahead back to your mortgages." I'm laughing because I'm not laughing because I'm glad for them, but all those who hate me love death.
What? So
anybody who don't love me love death.
Are you life?
Yes.
Okay, so you are the light.
I'm in the light. It's shining on me. I'm gonna eat it right now so you can see me eat it.
But are you the light?
You are what you eat.
No, are you the light?
I am what I eat.
No. Are you the light?
I'm the light of something. I'm not the light of how to be a big drug dealer.
No. I'm saying, like, are you the truth, the way, and the light?
The light of wisdom. Yes. You see this path I'm on? I can show you the way.
You have yet to say anything wise.
You see this, huh?
You said that you are the Christ. Christ is represented as the light, the truth, and the way. You have yet to show us the way. You have yet to enlighten us. You have yet to tell us the truth.
But I did tell you the truth about me.
You didn't.
I did enlighten you about me.
You didn't.
I don't know nothing about nobody else because I don't know them.
You didn't tell us. You didn't tell us about you.
I told you. I didn't tell you about me.
No.
This whole time I'm talking all bunch of boasting and bragging about me.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You said that 3 people came to your house looking for you, but you wasn't there.
Well, that was another thing that I told you about, but you jumped on that. I thought you said that you talked to some girl who boyfriend gave her gonorrhea, and you said that you could be a better boyfriend than him. My uncle gave my wife that, and so she rejecting my wisdom from what I'm telling her and my intelligence and my light and my way and everything on my opinion. How about that? My opinion. And I said, well, look at me. This is what I did.
Right.
And then I'm like looking at her husband. I'm like, well, compare the two. What's better, me or Uncle Quinn?
So is that why you is that? So why are you comparing yourself to Uncle Quinn? Why are you telling his wife?
Maybe her daughter will make a better decision when she go get a man, as you would say, that got a demon in him versus a man that's really clean. I'm clean.
So you want her to have a clean man, and you want her daughter to choose you?
I didn't say choose me, because she can't choose me because I got her niece and her cousin.
So why are you comparing yourself to the man that she's in a relationship with?
I said I'm comparing myself to the spirit.
But you can't compare where you shouldn't compete. You shouldn't.
If I got a demon in me, right, it means that I'm messing up my woman's life. That means I'm messing up.
Are you still with your wife? Are you still with your wife?
I mean, I'm not standing here with her right now, but I'm with her.
Okay, so you live in the same house and everything like that. You still with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still with her.
So why are you out here now walking around on the path that you're on?
Because I'm a wise man, and a wise man has eyes to see where I need to be in life. And this is where I need to be. And when it's time to be with my wife, it's just like anything. I'll go and eat food when it's time to eat food.
So right now, you're supposed to be. Right now, you're supposed to be right where you are, right?
Exactly.
So you're on a path right now, right?
Yeah.
But your wife and your kids are not on that path with you.
I don't have kids. I don't have kids. Those are animals.
You said
Man, I have a son.
You said that you had. Oh, okay, because a kid is the definition of a goat, and a goat. I see what you're saying.
So I'm not playing on words. I'm just saying that I don't.
No, you just use the play on words, because kid is reference to a baby goat. So by you using that lets me know that you're educated enough to know that a kid is a reference to a goat. So therefore you use a manipulation of the word when you know that the kid that I was talking about was actually an offspring of yours, right? Do you have offsprings? But do you have offsprings? Do you have offsprings?
Yes.
Okay. So you have one son.
One son.
But that son is not on that path with you.
But he don't have to be on that path.
But
every time he sees,
do it lead to him? Do that path.
I say, put your son next to my son, and then we could check. And we could play chess then. And nobody ain't gonna compete with me when it comes down to raising up a mind. I take the plank out my own eye. You know, plank in my eye. When I talk to my son, I go and I give my son like I'm David and he's Solomon. That's my tree. I'm planted by a river of water that brings forth his fruit faithfully every season.
So why you on here instead of telling your son all of this stuff?
Well, my son knows what he knows. He's doing what he's doing right now. I think he's by the pool. If I think about it, it's kind of hot. Maybe eating some watermelon, I don't know. I'm spending time intense. Like when you go to the gym and you work out, I'm working out right now.
What are you working out? What are you working out?
I'm working, man. You know what? To tell the truth,
do some push-ups.
Because I'm gonna go.
Put the phone down. Do some jumping jacks.
You know how sometimes you can get on this.
Do a crunch. Do a sit-up.
Look, I'm cut like Bruce Lee already.
You working out? I thought you said you was working out.
I said, brother, you're a spirit man. You said, why wasn't I with my son right now? And I'm letting you know because I'm working out. And I gave you a metaphor of something that you can see in the earth. I don't take my son with me all the time if I go to the gym. I don't take him all the time when I go do work. I don't take him when I go to the bank. He doing his own thing. But when he's around me and he see my face.
You outside in the sun at the park. You could have your son could be enjoying that sun right now. Your son could be enjoying that park right now that you in. You ain't at the gym right now. You ain't at work right now. Why are you trying to make it seem like you somewhere that your son can't be? Like you outside in the sun walking around. You're not even working out.
No, brother, he could be here. Look, you see this sun shining on my skin? My skin being worked out, player.
Oh, you working out your skin in the sun. Okay, you tanning.
Nothing negative, nothing unconstructive.
No, right. I was just trying to understand, because you made it seem as though like you was in a place that your son couldn't be with you. Like I was just.
No, I hope you don't think nothing of that. I am who I am.
Right.
I'm at the river Gaihan. You know what the Gaihan is? I'm at the river, the Gaihan.
Right.
Everything flows to me, to my son. I'm 7G.
Right.
Okay. So my son, right, which is my son, I love him.
Uh-huh.
And I make sure when he sees my face, he's face to face with God.
Also, when he sees your face, he sees God.
Yeah. And he gonna see a man that did worked out. Like, say I'm in front of the sun right now. I'm working. I could be in the shade right now. I could be tricking right now. I'm right here, standing right now. Now I'm gonna have a nice little tan. I'm gonna get nourished. I'm gonna get what I'm supposed to get spiritually, mentally, and I'm gonna get. Did you just say you could be tricking right now? Well, I'm saying it's options out here for everybody.
No, I'm saying one of your options is tricking.
That's a lot of people. That's what I'm
no, I mean, you put that on the table for yourself. You said I could be tricking right now.
Well, That's what I'm saying. Not that I trick. I'm not a trick. Tricks
Right.
is for kids. I
Right.
told you I don't have kids.
So you don't, but you could be, but you could be tricking.
But you could be too.
No. I'm saying, but you could be right now. I'm not on a stroll, but you could be tricking right now.
Yes, I could be.
Right.
I could be.
Okay.
Right now, I could be doing. So I'm just saying. These are all my options.
Right.
But in my option, the sun is a O. Okay. Period. Okay. Period.
Right.
So as long as I'm at the period.
Right.
I'm at the menstrual cycle. I'm
Right.
at the menstrual cycle.
Right.
I'm at the umbilical cord.
Right.
I'm at her breast. I get the Milky Way. I'm in the galaxy. So when I get the milk, and I'm in the land flowing with milk and honey, and I'm talking to somebody and I'm saying, well, look, this is me, M-E, the Middle East. This is my heart. You over there talking about somebody else's heart. Let's see yours. And then this person said, you talking shit. I said, well, look, let me show you mine. And that's why I'm laughing. I ain't laughing because I'm shining.
Are you so you said all of that to say that you are the universe?
Hey, I'm your brother and I love you. And I don't know if I don't want to get on your nerves no more. I'm having a good time and I think you're a cool guy. Thanks.
Oh, you can't get on my nerves. I promise you, I am unbothered. So you can't get on my nerves. Yeah, no matter how long you stick around, no matter how much rubbish, no matter how much confusion you spill out, you cannot possibly get on my nerves because my operation is simple. My operation is to point out all these different entities that actually exist down here within our flesh. So you're doing a great job of showing what entity is in operation of your vessel. You're doing an excellent job.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And I receive it. I think it has a beautiful spirit.
Absolutely. We all have beautiful spirits when we allow ourselves to, connect with that spirit. But if we allow ourselves to stay within the spirit of low vibration, then we might stay within the spirit of confusion. We might stay in the spirit of ego, pride, right? So I'm glad that you are showing a different variation of this manipulation of the spirit, right? You said that you talked to your spirit and your spirit was like a shadow, like a dark.
Well, I was seeing the cloud.
Right.
So in the clouds, okay, so you like the universe. So right now, you see where I'm at? If I say, let me go to the University of the Clouds, here I come.
Let's go.
I'm getting ready to go to school. I'm getting ready to go to school now. I'm going to teach. So I'm getting ready to learn. Let me lift my head up high and step up on this mountain right here.
Okay.
So the clouds is going to teach.
Okay.
They serving me.
Okay.
So they're getting ready to serve me, and I want to know something.
Okay.
And one cloud might come and start teaching me something, or trying to tell me something. I say, I don't need to know that information. What you're talking about?
Right.
Not right now. But I'm talking to this cloud over here. You come over here right now, and when the cloud come over here, the cloud is going to start opening up his mouth. And when he open up his mouth, he is going to teach about how one of the reasons is clouds dissipate. And then they congeal. They come back together. For whatever. Messengers come, messages go. Things come, things go. You already know that. So when the cloud get to talking, like, look, if I show you out, like, greetings. And when the cloud comes, it's talking, giving me knowledge. Okay, giving anybody knowledge.
So Courtney, you say I'm purposely misunderstanding him. So if I was purposely misunderstanding him, right, then we're on multiple platforms. So why don't you go over to the page and you can break down exactly what it is that he's saying, and that way you can further assist us in understanding him, since you seem to be in the direction of knowing, and he's already in the mindset of a god, and he's saying that everything is in servitude of him. So we're serving him right now by allowing him to have this space and bring him different variations of knowledge, right? And the clouds are serving him when the clouds give him different variations of knowledge, right? But if you think that I'm not understanding what he's saying, then how about you come over to the Energy Atlas page and you can give us an understanding of what it is that you perceive that he's saying.
Look at these, brother. Look at these. You see these are strawberries right here. You see these strawberries right here?
Those are strawberries?
And you are, yeah, they strawberries, wild strawberries.
Okay.
Look. Yeah. Yeah, brother. Yeah, man. Talking to you today was like being by these berries, man. You like a berry tree, man. You're real cool, man. I like you, man. I don't give a dang.
I know that's right.
You cool in the mud.
I know that's right.
You cool in the mud. Dude, just hanging out with you today made me feel like I'm by one of these berry trees, man. You a cool dude, man.
Hey, man, like the other side of the pillow. The Magnificent, what's going on with you? Okay, he didn't mean to come up. I guess he was just trying to see who was in the box. He was trying to see who was in the box. Let me give you a follow back. Hey, love is love. Namaste. Ashe. We are on multiple platforms right now. Speaking, you can be heard on multiple platforms. We're on 2 pages of Unity. 2 pages on. I said 2 pages on Unity. Unity ain't even a platform yet. We're on 2 pages on YouTube, 2 pages on TikTok, and 1 page on YouTube, Twitch. But there will be a Unity platform, by 2030 though. But don't worry about that. That's future endeavors. You guys don't even. Some of y'all won't even, remember this. So.
This is cool, man. Just. You know what? I'm having a good time, man. I'm just, you're on the platform. Forgive me for being personal on your platform.
You wasn't personal. You ain't tell us nothing personal. What you tell us personal?
Let me tell you something. If I got how you see it about a spirit, right? So if I just start telling you about my, you see the, I'm like dealing with the letter A. I know what the letter A mean to me. So sometimes the letter A, and I got a spirit, so I keep the letter A invisible. Now I'll show it to you physically. You see it with your own eye. So it ain't got to be no mystery. You be like, it's a mystery. No, it ain't. Look at $50, and you be like, you ain't gonna give me no $50. I go in my pocket and say, here, you did $50 here in your pocket, and you still fight against me. I'll be like, nah, he's a nut. I put money in, and won't go pay the bill, won't go do this, won't go do that. So I don't play no games. I say, there it is right there. There it is right there. And he still can't see it. I said, he ain't got no eyes to see. I said, you know what? But one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and I gotta do the A for myself. Because to talk to somebody else and to not talk to myself, if I'm gonna teach perfection. So I go and shut up. So don't talk too much. Don't do the work.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like enjoy your time, but
Winston.
out there, somebody see you shining, they might wanna,
Winston,
like Einstein.
Oh, Winstein. Winstein. Winstell. Yeah, Winstein. Like Einstein.
Yeah, wins. Yeah, now win. I don't want nobody around me losing. And I got that name out my mother's womb. Winstein. Hear angels cheering all the time. Winstein. Rooting for me. I'd be like, okay, that's all right. I'm getting ready to win right now. So who am I getting ready to challenge? Who gonna challenge me? I'm coming from my mother's womb. It is written of me. King of kings and lords of lords. It is written of me. I have inscribed you on the palms of my hands. Laugh because listen, they didn't okay. So beloved, sometimes I'm one person and I got 500 angels performing for me. It flips the script on it. You know what I'm saying? That's above so below. Right. But it don't mean it can be identical. You was talking about, didn't you say something about the twin?
Yeah, but that wasn't today though. That was yesterday.
Okay. Oh, look what I just found, brother. Look, brother. Look. It's a tree.
It is.
Look, brother. Oh my goodness, look like a face. Look like a face. Look. Let's give me a kiss. Mwah. Glory, look like the lion. I got the lion in my hand. The lion. Look, it's the side of the lion. You see the lion, boy. I ain't laughing because I'm a demon. I'm laughing because it's kind of funny to me. Sometimes when you happy or somebody, I'm having a party, man. I'm over here enjoying life, man. Man, I hope this battery don't go dead because I'm kicking it with you. And I ain't been around nobody who can listen to me as long as you.
Your battery literally says 76%. You know that battery ain't going dead no time soon.
It said 20. Hey, brother. Hey, that's one thing I don't do is I ain't no hater. That battery say 25%. I just looked at it.
Oh, okay. I thought you came in at 75%.
I wouldn't do. Dude, I'm 100. Ain't nobody on this earth say I robbed them. I ain't got no tattoos on my arm. I ain't got nothing in me. I'm clean and pure, dude. I ain't lying to you. I called you. I should have. See, this is a personal thing with me. You got this platform. I'm just calling you because I like you. That's it. You cool, dude. I am 100. You see me? I just picked this up. I don't even know. It's a whole bunch of them. They fell out the tree when the tree fell out. I just picked it up. You hear the birds? Look, it's beautiful, and I'm gonna keep you. Look, it's beautiful. Look at that tree. The tree is a lion too. Go roar against the wicked. You better watch that lion. It said the Lord said thunder from heaven. He shall roar against his enemies. Thunder against them. Let's see. Let's see. Let's prove it. They ain't gonna prove it. Prove it. Hey man, this tree is beautiful, man. I tell you, dude, brother, dude, if you can smell it, it smell like peppermint.
Let me see. Put it to the phone. Let me see. Let me smell it. Put it to the phone. Let me see. Smell it. Oh, I smell it. Oh, that dude got a hint of peppermint. Yeah, that smell like peppermint right there. Yeah, it does.
What's up? What's up? Oh my goodness. I told you it was a beautiful day, man.
It is a beautiful day.
You know it.
You got the birds chirping in your background. You on the right path.
Glory. And then, listen, this is how I look at it.
We listen and we don't judge.
You one thing, listen to me. Now, on the joking level, a lot of people say I got mental problems, right?
Who said that? We didn't say that.
No, not you.
Oh, okay.
I tell them.
Other people said it. We didn't say it.
Yeah, people try to beat.
Yeah, we would never tell you that. We wouldn't even utter that.
Dude. Look, brother, look at the top of the pyramid. Look, you see the pyramid?
I can't see it. It's too far.
I'm about to go. Oh, let me go back over here. I said go over there. Greetings. I'm talking to my new buddy. He got some knowledge. All these beautiful trees and beautiful people on the earth. There's some beautiful people on the earth. It sure is. There's nice people on the earth. Glorious people on the earth. I like being here. I like visiting this place, especially when I'm around noble people. Yes, sir. Be around some good people.
How long you been here? How long you been occupying that vessel?
Well, 47. And I love 47. Look, you see the lion?
Oh, I see it. The tree, the shape of a lion.
You know, we were talking about visions. Me personally, I love to give you a vision in your mind. Like, they say, yo, he love you, he give you a vision. If he don't love you, he won't give you a good vision. Now, yeah. So, you know, crazy. God love everybody. I said, that's your opinion. I don't play games with the Almighty like somebody else might have room. I don't have no room to play around with the gift giver. Give me a gift. I should go in there right now. I should go in there. Hey, look, right here. Hey, I got the bread of heaven. I got the bread of heaven. I gave some to my wife. And then the first thing she gonna say is, ooh, can I let my wife eat it? I mean, my mother eat it and my family eat it. And she got mad at me because I said, no. I said, you better be glad I'm your husband. I'm giving it to you. Now you enjoy it.
So you didn't want to, you didn't want to give it to her family?
No.
Oh.
No. Not that I didn't want to, but listen, I went about 20 years ago. I tried to give it to him. And they wore me out trying to give it to him. Give it to him. And they wore me out trying to give it to him. So they made their judgments. So then I made my judgments.
Oh, that was 20 years ago.
You see all this fruit?
Was that 20 years ago?
Yeah, no matter how many years ago. Your ear. I look at the year like I look at the ear.
Right.
Now there's years that I have went and talked in their ear, and I told them, look, I'm this, I'm that. Look, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do. Look, I'll do. Let me do this, and serving. And I waited for them. Like, are y'all ready? Let's go to the woods.
You took them to the woods? You know you meet the devil in the woods. You weren't supposed to take them to the woods. They said the devil play in the woods. Did you meet that man?
Well, devil to me mean level. So yeah,
okay.
The devil ain't nothing wrong with meeting the devil. The devil is a good servant too.
The devil serve you?
$400.
The devil serves you?
Why not?
You asked the devil to do you asked the devil to do some things for you, and he did it.
No, I don't. No, I do not. There's no purpose for me asking the devil to do anything for me.
So why'd you just say you
got no choice? That's just like, let me show. He don't got no choice. But it don't got no choice.
Right. So the devil. So the devil.
Move when I come. He got to move.
But you don't ask him to do nothing for you, right?
No. I have no relationship. I ain't a citizen like that. I don't pay devil taxes and stuff and pay homage and stuff like that. I'm rebellious against the devil. We ain't like that. I crush the devil. Meaning the level. I ain't on that level where I go into the woods. Now, I did go in the woods and a tick got on me or somebody. I can look at that as a devil trying to suck my blood. And I wanted to, and then to try to give me Lyme disease or something like that, if you want to look at the devil like that. But if you're talking about some spooky devil in Hollywood, because I'm in the woods or something like that, and you're talking about the dragon at Chinese Man's Theater in Hollywood, some shit like that. Nah, I don't deal with that devil like that. There's other devils out here that I deal with.
Tell me the devils that you deal with.
Captain Morgan, Hennessy, Remy Martin, marijuana, Shasha. And I ain't gonna say nothing on your page. You said the platform. I'll be good at college. My mama, my daddy. Oh shit, my brother. You damn devil. He a little devil. He ain't mature. He ain't in nature. Nature is how you mature. Nigga dumb. He's sitting around there talking about, look at me. I said, nigga, I'm looking at you. I said, I don't see nothing. Are
you eating them berries out there? Are you eating any of them berries out there?
No, not the one. I don't eat the ones out here.
Okay, you ain't licking no frogs or nothing, are you?
No, nigga, eat a frog.
No, I mean just lick the back of a frog. That's all. Just lick the back of a frog. That's all.
No, I don't put my tongue. I put my tongue on the ear like a serpent.
Oh, okay.
I keep my tongues in the ear, and I keep. Like,
so you whisper in the ear like the serpent did to Eve in the garden to get her to eat the fruit, right? That's you. You the serpent in the garden whispering in the ear. No, you just said that. You just said you whisper in the ear like a serpent. You just said that. Oh, you don't want to be the serpent now. Now you don't want to be the serpent.
I don't want to be the Hollywood serpent for the greatest book in the world. I don't want to be in the book, the Bible, the biblical source of the serpent.
Oh, you want to be your
somebody to control my narrative.
Oh.
As a narrator. I don't want
Oh, my fault. My fault. What serpent are you then?
I'm the serpent, meaning I told you earlier, I'm the son of Solomon. I'm the wisest.
Oh, okay.
The serpent mean pentagram. The
Okay.
serpent mean the pentagram. It means to make a circular rotation. So you make a circular rotation and you put the pentagram around the tent. That's who I am.
Okay, okay. So you're
I got the pentagram.
Okay.
I told you I was 7G.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you say 7G,
Hey, it's a beautiful.
when you say 7G, you know, you could be talking about, you know, 7G gangster. You know what I'm saying? You could be talking about, you know, the seventh dimension. It's a lot of 7Gs out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right, brother. That is true. That is true.
But okay,
When I was talking to you about the 7. It's 5 letters, and it's the number 7. And then you look at in the number 7. If you look in the middle to get the wisdom, you'll see the letter V. That's what I do with my tongue. The letter V. I do the letter V. Like I showed you the letter A.
Yeah.
No, the letter V.
Right.
The scriptures. Now I do know this in this narrative, in this scholar, it said that you have made me wiser than my ancestors because I seek your precepts. So I'll be looking at the ancestors ain't even smarter than me. Somebody going over there talking about, hey man, tap into your ancestors.
Yeah, I'm going to the Discord.
They ain't as smart as me in this generation. It would have been better for me to be in a generation.
Right, right.
I'm being silly like a drunk man, but I ain't drunk. I'm like, I know damn well I ain't drunk. I'll be on that wine though, boy. I'll be on that wisdom's wine at her table. For real.
Right.
Oh, look at this. Oh, look.
Is that dandelions? Oh no.
Yeah, you see the city? I'm in the city. Forget New York City. I'm in the real city, boy. Just look at the city, player.
All right, y'all. We gotta go.
Buildings, tall buildings. Woo.
All right.
The peppermint on it.
All right, y'all. We gotta go to the Discord. It might have a hint of lavender. Lavender is a very calming smell. You know, I hope it calms you a little bit. Listen, we going over to the Discord. We going over to the Discord. We're gonna end this live. We're gonna start back another live later on. We're going over to the Discord right now. Love is love. Namaste, Ashe, salutations. Hey man, I appreciate you for coming up, sharing your knowledge, bringing forth your transformation and everything that you're going through. I appreciate you coming up and sharing your time with us, you know, giving us a little piece of your mind. You're very insightful. I wish you well on your journey. All the greatest things to you on your path, on your ascension, and, you know, keep doing great things, man. Keep doing great things.
Hey, brother.
No problem.
Have fun.
You have fun too.
Have fun, man.
All right, you have fun. You have fun.
Cool,
You have fun. Yeah, you do it. You do it. You do the fun stuff. Yeah. We have fun. We motherfucking ass out of here. Weird ass. YouTube. The purpose of that is to show you that everybody in this world is not in the same mind, but it doesn't mean we can't get along with them. Yes, he sound very disturbed, but I felt like if I would have been combative about it, then it would have just led to more yelling, more friction, whatever the case may be. So I tried to appease to the nature of the beast that I was before. And, you know, that's just all it is. Like, I'm navigating, I'm curving it. I know what he was looking for. I know he's looking for confrontation. I know he's looking for, but that's not me. It never will be. It never was, right? The mindset of that superiority of which he comes with, that's his mindset. It don't have nothing to do with me. So I don't hold on to certain variations of conversations. But he did have some things that he was saying that lets me know that a spirit or something is operating his vessel. That's where the giddiness came from, the laughter came from, so on and so forth. You seen it. You know, if you didn't, you better open your eyes. That shit was right there in front of us just now. You know, vampire, energy vampire, all of that stuff. That shit was right there. He was doing it. He was doing it. That's why I told you, every time I start talking about this knowledgeable stuff, every time I start talking about this, they pop up. They don't even know how they pop up. He said he was playing the game on the phone and I just popped up. Who sent you? That was cool. That's the question I wanted to ask him. Who sent you? You know, who operation are you under? Because it ain't no righteous operation. That motherfucker said I will tear down nations. The fuck? Who says that shit? Yeah, I would tear nations down. What the fuck? And y'all keep on trying to make it seem like this world ain't stranger than fiction. Okay. But y'all have a great one. Y'all do notice that we play music slightly in the background now, just in case Maggie uses our content again. We gonna book her ass. We're not playing with her. Don't use our content. You're not allowed. We don't fuck with you. So now we gotta play, you know, copywritten music in the background, you know, so that way when she use it, book her, you know, book her ass. We is not playing with you. Don't use our content. We don't want to hear our voice on your platform. Don't play our shit over there at all. None of your platforms. Well, I don't want to hear my voice over there. Stop trying to make it seem like you having a conversation with me by playing my voice and your fucked up ass. I go, no, you stay the fuck over there. Don't play my voice over there. Weird ass. Trying to redirect what the hell I said. Oh, anything went through, I with this, and either way, I with that, and that. Get your ass out of here. Play my shit again. Watch how we hit you with copyright infringements, and cause we got copyrights to this music. So you thought you was slick by just playing the audio. No. We slicker, motherfucker. Oh shit, I don't even know if they can hear me. They might not have been listening. I don't know. They couldn't hear me. They might have. I don't even know if he fucked with that what you call him up there to see if it works. Like,
send me 20,000.